All right, we should be live right now, family. What's going on, family? What's going on? February 17th. Yo,
That's today's date.
yeah. Rush Limbaugh died today or yesterday? What was today, right?
Yeah, today, right?
Today, right,
Yeah,
right. Today,
today.
today. Okay. Well, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna discuss. Let me see what's going on. Is the family in the building yet? I see them filling in the chat. Shout out John Watson, Chandra Barksdale, C Noise 83. It's gonna be a good show. I'm with the Red and the Blue Pill family. We're gonna be covering a lot of current events today. Fill the family in on what's going on in today's world, and always approach it from our perspective. The red and the blue perspective on things, analysis on things is very unique. Something that you're not gonna get anywhere else on any other platform. So it's always a pleasure hearing their take on what's going on in society and how we should move forward. Before we get started, family, I want to let y'all fill in the chat room. As always, I want to get to a few ads from some wonderful businesses out there that I think y'all should be definitely supporting. Hold on, let me get this here.
That's right.
I still ain't get the hang of this StreamYard thing. Oh, I still ain't. Give me a second, family.
Serenade.
All right, so first and foremost, King Simon, shout out to brother King Simon. I hear you singing Loaded Lux too, Red. I hear that. I should play more track before we get started too. But shout out to King Simon, one of the best. Numerology. Hit that number on the screen, family. The 6-hour cryptocurrency and blockchain bootcamp is this Saturday. Bitcoin just hit over 50K, y'all. I hate to say it, but we told you so. If you would have got in when we told you to get in, you would have been done doubled your money already. But we're going to that later on also, family. But the site is on the screen where you can sign up. Shout out to Copper Mike. What does he call himself? Copper Child Mike L.
Yeah,
Copper Child Mike L. Get the hat. Yeah. The crown you see me wearing, it comes from that brother. All right, family? And also shout out to Riverside Tai Chi with the glucose support formula. If you got diabetes or if you know anybody with diabetes, contact this brother and see if he's able to help or assist you. All right, family? And with that being said, let's get let's get to that. Let's get to that verse real quick. I want to start out with that Lux verse. We're gonna get to let's get to that Lux verse real quick, fam. We're gonna let y'all fill in the chat since Red was singing that.
Yeah, let's go.
Make sure you share this video. Let the people know we on live. We're gonna get to this Lux verse real quick. This for Manifest Destiny. Yo, Red, imagine being there in person and hearing Lux spit this for the first time. I was like, oh shit, man.
Where was that recorded at specifically? That song was that Bronx?
Yeah, that was what's his name?
Attic?
Attic. Yeah, that's Attic. Attic.
Is that E-bass guitar on that?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So check it out. So I did the beat. E-bass had hit me up when we first started working on the album. I did the beat.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, E-bass, I think I got something for you. Yo, E-bass sent me the guitar back, no lie, like 4 hours or some shit like that. Wow. I was like, oh shit. I sent it because I sent them the beat before it had bass on it. I was playing it for Lux and them. They was like, yo, this is crazy. I was like, yeah, just wait till I get the bass. I didn't want to do it myself. I knew I wanted E-bass on it. But yo, he sent that right back, man. So E-bass is a living legend. Shout out to the brother E-bass.
Cooking. When I heard that, I was listening to it. And I deep dived into it. You know, when you listen to a song so much, you start hearing the layers and whatnot.
Yeah, that's when.
And I started hearing that bass started popping out for me, and I was like, "Yo, that's an E-bass drum, right? That's I know the signature." So I'm glad that you said it. To me, that song is that's my repeat song. I love all of them,
right?
But that's the song that gets the most plays on it. Yeah, sticky.
Yeah, secret. Lux just text me, yo. That should be spooky how energy work.
I mean,
you mention somebody's name, that shit is spooky how energy work, yo. Wow.
Everything is connected. You know what I'm talking
about? We gonna get into this real quick, family. This is Code off of Manifest Destiny. We'll be right back, and we're gonna get the show started, family.
Serenade, I'm king of serenade. Wait. Gotta stick to the code. Cause now you stuck in the cold. Life is a movie with roles. And you want the voice on the road. Just don't let them poison your soul. Cause when you lose focus, they more in control. Back in motion like some chapel lotion. Ain't no which is which when you the magic potion. Close happen in the wholeness, mix of bad emotions with a graduation. Seeing daddy's oldest past classic moments. Just a master poet. All business niggas suit jackets with the khakis folded when they ask for loaded. Tell me how your leader's supposed to match the ocean. It's a fact I'm growing. Perhaps you notice with the status quo is I don't have to know it. That's what having soul is glowing. Pattern showing with the media. Having going back and forth with niggas trying to swipe it. For phrases I coined, I'm a
bag of tokens.
To these backstabbing, poking niggas snooping around on private roads. Wanna see it, what you say you do. Who's a hero? All you say is fool. Superman, bitch, I'm capable. When I'm changed, when I'm in a bull. Don't get mad at all, you take the
Here come the hook family.
Here come the
hook.
Everything that's in the bowl. Even Rosie for the babies in the
no name. Not with the money no more. They been paid. Oh, that's my shit. You look for to make love in the war. Pay me in pain. Pay me in pain.
Yo, family, how he said, can't even.
How you afford to make love in the war? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Right after Valentine's Day?
That was heartfelt. That was definitely heartfelt.
Shorty is like, where's my roses? Where's my teddy bear? How can you afford to make love in the war?
That's what you hit him with?
How can you afford to make love in the war? Nah. That's Hotep bar.
Oh man! Imagine saying that though. Imagine really saying that.
I know,
bad.
right? She
like a motherfucker at you.
What my gift is? How could you afford to make love in the war? Like, okay,
yeah, but make sure y'all get some physical copies.
Yes, indeed. There you go. There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
Physical copies.
Who got them?
Yeah, stack them physical copies. You know what I'm talking
about? Collector's items.
Collect that. Yeah.
Oh man, what's going on, family? What's going on with y'all, man? We back, red and the blue, brother Rich. We back in the building. Hotep vibes. All right. Yo, let's start out with what's going on? I know Red, I know you got family. I don't know if your daughter's down there right now, but what's going on in Texas? I know they people were saying they didn't get snow since the last time they got snow was 1973. I'm seeing all these pictures of these homes that got destroyed. I hope your families are right, number one. Number two, what could you fill us in on what's going on down there, my brother?
Well, first and foremost, the family is great. You know, I just was on FaceTime with Pink Pill and her Umi. They good. They were having some power outage issues, so they had to go to another house and whatnot. But yeah, they were experiencing some Arctic weather down there, and it's very challenging. I think about 4 things went wrong. They had the snowstorm, they had the power outages, they had the grid fail, the electric grid. I think if it went down and whatnot. They were having these power outages. It's wild freezy, it's frosty out there. You know what I mean? They're not used to that type of northern weather. So you know, it's looking like the poles are definitely shifting, and our brothers and sisters out there in Texas are feeling that. And if you ask the conspiracy theorists, they're saying that they sent the HARP there because Elon Musk and Alex Jones are preparing, you know, the March 5th rally of
going to the moon, right?
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. Texas is strong though. Texas is resilient. Texas goes through, you know, they get challenged. They had Hurricane Harvey before.
Hurricane. Yeah, it was another hurricane that the mayor was speaking about in 08. I think it probably was Ike or something like that. Right. But this weather front hit 44 states, right? There's only 50 states in the union, my nigga.
Right.
So let's understand the scope of this shit, right?
Right.
It hit 44 states.
Oh, it hit 44?
Bro, it hit 44 states. I got the articles, right?
Yikes.
So this is decimating right? The dairy and the meat industry, right? On the dawn, nonetheless, of Bill Gates coming out with the climate change book, right? Where he is putting up the declaration to do away with the cattle industry because, they tested fake beef. I mean, you just got to put an extra piece of spice in the Impossible Burger, and they're giving
Right.
beef a run for its money. So it's like, how much more you got to go? But this is decimating that industry that was already semi-crippled because of COVID last year, specifically at this time, right?
Factory.
They have to the supply chain is so delicate when it comes to dairy, you know what I'm saying? It's a 24-hour supply chain that shall not be interrupted or throws everything out of balance. So it's been thrown out of balance. They have to dump um tons of milk. You know what I'm saying? They lose $1 million a day, and they're gonna have to euthanize a lot of those animals because they cannot create animal feed for them. So the animals are starving, the animals are freezing, and the animals are going to become a liability. So once again, it's going to be a challenge, come spring, or not so much spring, but like summertime, when people get into their festive periods of the year and they want to barbecue and things of that nature. Is like, either that particular produce is going to be inflated because there's going to be less of it, or people, they're going to make that opportunity to start introducing these products. They kind of challenge that industry, which they was already preparing to do anyway.
Right. Shout out to Black Dot, Urban X in the building.
Shout out to the
Oh, shout out, yeah, definitely. Shout out Black
Yeah.
Dot.
This is definitely
My thing back on.
like Blue Pill said, it's going to be debilitating to the cattle industry, to the dairy industry. You know, yeah,
and mind
but
you,
when
yeah, it's supposed to be the energy center of the country, right?
exactly,
A place that generates energy. And I read an article, where the residents, they showed the picture, right? The tale of two cities. The hood, the downtown, and everywhere else was blacked out. And the city, the skyscraper, the business district, right, which is
in Dallas.
normally downtown area. This was Houston.
Okay,
It was lit, right? They had all the lights on. So they had been coming on the news telling people that the power grid was being challenged. So turn your lights out, don't keep this on, don't keep that on. And then they had blackouts. But then, they like shit. Well, why? There's like nobody's even in the buildings. It's nighttime. Why you got all the lights on?
Crazy.
Then the police was saying, oh, it's a security issue.
right.
You don't know what's in the buildings, right? You don't know what them buildings is operating as, them shell companies. So they said, oh, it's a security issue. We got to keep the lights on. And then I guess, they made their calls or got whatever they had to get up out of them joints. And then eventually, they turned the lights off to appease the citizens. But these are, once again, these glaring examples of where this country is headed anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be, a very distinct, what I'm saying, gulf between those that are rich and those that are forgotten.
Because they actually did the same thing in Dallas in the Highland Park area and also in downtown Dallas. They were celebrating Valentine's weekend. They had the lights going on. It was a light show. And like the same thing that you said in the other communities that were considered to be lower income, they were experiencing power outages, fires, carbon monoxide, killings and whatnot, deaths as a result of people not knowing and panicking and not knowing how to properly heat their houses and things of that nature. Remember, this is an anomaly in a place as far south as Texas.
Right.
So,
Unprepared,
right.
like take a city like Atlanta for instance, one snowstorm, and it don't have to be something that's crazy. We're talking about was the flustering, what they call that when the snow just is not
Flaking.
heavy.
Yeah, just some flakes.
That shit will shut this down. Right? We ain't talking about no New York shit. no New York major snowstorms. We're just talking about flurries. A flurry will shut down Atlanta because Atlanta is not prepared. They don't have the trucks. They don't have the salt, right? And once they already drive crazy out here in regular weather. So once something happens on the roads and they start piling up accidents and things of that nature, it's crazy. It'd be crazy.
Well,
So imagine
right.
somewhere like Texas.
There's a rise in black truckers now. That's a whole movement taking place.
Yo, I see you on Instagram. Yeah, I see
The black truckers is on the road like Bam Bam Bigelow. You know what I mean? The black Bam Bam Bigelows is out there. So this is a new opportunity to bring salt trucks and snow plowers to the South, because that's gonna wind up. Imagine how much money could have been made this week just in Texas. So that's gonna be a viable solution if this is what global warming. I would say pole shifts. I'm not gonna fall into these manufactured type of arguments about why the weather is changing. I just feel that there's the shifting of the poles, and seeing what I'm seeing right now only verifies what it is because I've been in Atlanta some mornings where I was straight shivering. Like, I'm talking about Brick City.
It's a fact.
It didn't make no sense. And keep in mind, I did a comparison. When it was 17 degrees in Dallas, it was 37 degrees in New York City, right? So that's where it gets weird. In the middle in February, it was 37 degrees in New York, right? Around this same time of these snowstorms. It's been warm on the East Coast. It's been warm over here. We haven't got no snow. Nah, we didn't get the snow yet. It didn't reach.
No, New York got hit with snow. No. We got hit with snow last week.
No, last week. But the snow we got hit with last week is not the snow from Texas. Texas got theirs.
You talking about right.
I'm talking about that storm was supposed to hit. Blue said it hit 44 states. That snow was supposed to fall off in New York and on the East Coast. It hasn't reached us yet.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been warm. It's been relatively warm on the east side, and it's cold as hell all the way on the Gulf Coast, like all the way in the South. That's just different. I don't really recall.
Right. I don't want to get into my conspiracies, but what happened the last time Trump was up for impeachment? God damn it.
What happened? I don't remember what happened, Blue.
Coronavirus. Right after Trump got acquitted for his impeachment is when coronavirus made its way to the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I was like, y'all was just trying to kick him out of his crib. Now he's the landlord to the whole country. He got everybody locked in the house.
I remember that. Look,
the fact that when you have somebody like him cornered, you know what I'm saying, in 1600 Pennsylvania, in the center point in the White House, his anxiety, his fear, right, of losing, that energy emanating throughout the rest of the country from the seat, from the seat of the soul of this country, it's not a good look for the country because it permeates. So I still think he got his finger, you know what I'm saying, on the pulse of this shit, because Biden hasn't necessarily trumped Trump yet. You know what I'm saying? There hasn't been, no phase conjugation in terms of him making his moves. I was listening to the news and it was like he hadn't even traveled or left the White House until today or whatever, sometime this week, because he was like his whatever he do will get eclipsed still by Trump dominating the news cycle. You feel me? This nigga lives in the shadow of him still.
Sleepy Joe.
He ain't break out yet.
You see, Trump, man, I tell you, that's a magical cracker, man. He beat it again, man. He got acquitted again, man. They can't.
Look, man, he got Gotti beat. Gotti can't even call himself Teflon Don no more. That's the Donald. Donald is Teflon. Like, he skirted everything, bro. He dodged every bullet except for the election.
So let me ask you. So does that mean he could run again if he wanted to in 2024?
They're saying that he has a level of eligibility still. Yeah.
That base is galvanized. That's all they talking about is 24.
Yeah, the QAnons of the world.
Niggas is back to they back alive again.
They alive again, man. They life was ruined for a second. You know what I'm saying?
They got proof of life. Hold on, we got proof of life, guys, over here.
They
Niggas got a heartbeat back again.
You know, so it's a very interesting time. You know what I'm saying, in this country, especially mainstream media. They have to shift to the next story. They have to shift to the next narrative. So now the next narrative is sniffing out white supremacy in law enforcement and military, as well as finally them saying, oh, we have to recognize that there's a threat amongst us, right? So white domestic terrorism, they're gonna tippy toe and dance around the topic until they can figure out how to incite some melanated people to jump out so they can replace the narrative to be like, no, black extremism, that's the real issue.
Well,
right?
After seeing Judas and the Black Messiah this weekend, right?
I was gonna ask about that. I ain't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw it, Blue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So after seeing that movie and being reminded, right? They didn't wait but the first 5 minutes they reminded you that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, right? Not during the Black Panthers' reign or day and time, because the Black Panthers are late 60s. This is after they done took down multiple leaders, okay? Multiple frontline, powerful, influential men and women, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had a scene with J. Edgar Hoover played by Charlie Sheen, and it reminded me that they've been doing everything in their powers to prevent the rise of the Black Messiah, right? When you go and you do your research on the Messiah, the meaning of a Messiah, it is interchangeable with Christ, right? Because when people hear about Jesus Christ, they don't realize that Christ is Jesus, the Christ of Nazareth, Jesus, the Messiah of Nazareth. Okay, so
these are titles.
These are titles, right? These are titles. So whenever you hear, if you were to hear J. Edgar Hoover say, "Yeah, we have to do everything within our power to prevent the rise of the Black Christ," you'd be like, "Wait, what did he just say?" Right? Because it would begin to automatically tie into your subliminal Christian upbringing that many of us are running off of that program, wildly in the background. It's all in the background, but it's still running nonetheless. We all started out with that operating system of the Christ, the Christos, the Christ-like ones, the Christ, the Christ-like people. So the Hegelian dialect in this whole conversation about, we have to now focus on European white men or the domestic threat of angry white men who are nameless, faceless. They're not giving you no type of data or background, anything on it. They just throw these groups out there and these names, but they don't do it in a way that is demeaning. They don't do it in a way where it's not attractive. They don't do it in a way where you're like, let me go and find out who are these people who got the government shook like this. They're almost putting it out there like these people are untouchable. They don't use the word savages, terrorists. The media is very careful in how very meticulous,
very respectful of so-called terrorists.
Very respectful.
Ooh, very respectful.
Very respectful. Put some respect on their name.
This is the liberal media. This is not. We can see if it was
good point. Yeah.
Right. Mind you, this is liberal
Limbaugh,
right? And they're not using no words that are considered inflammatory and silly. You know what I'm saying? But when they talk about Trump, they talk crazy. When they talk about Republicans, they can't hold their tongue. But now they're talking about domestic terrorists, and they're speaking to them with a level and mannerism which denotes respect that's unprecedented. You don't see no organizational flow charts. They're not throwing no names out there. They're not popping up with cameras and knocking on people's doors with cameras in front of their face.
Right.
You feel me? They not running rap sheets on people. They're not giving you exposés. They're not doing none of that.
They're not doing none of that. They're coming out with thought pieces on QAnon. They're coming out with thought pieces on QAnon Shaman. You know what I'm saying? They're coming out with they're not
Did
Did
you see the piece on Anderson Cooper about QAnon?
I did not, because I don't watch Anderson Pooper, but I know whatever that they put out is propaganda. And the way, like Blue said, all right, being that Rush Limbaugh died today, imagine if Rush Limbaugh was on them niggas' tails. Yeah, clap it up for the ancestors. Y'all been delivering. Thank you. Send them right through the portal.
Before you say that, before you continue, Red, let me just interject real quick. I seen you posted on your Instagram, Farrah Gray, that's Khalid Muhammad's son.
That's Baba. Baba Khalid's son.
You reposted him. He says, I recall 20 years ago the excitement in Rush's voice when he announced on the radio that my father had died. On the 20th anniversary of my father's death, Rush drops dead from cancer. Ding dong, the Rush is dead.
Hold on.
Oh shit.
Pull up, my niggas. Yeah.
I didn't know you had that weight, man. Oh,
pull up. Yeah, real up.
So in 20, that's right. On the 20-year anniversary of Khaled's transition.
Yeah.
On the birthday of Huey P. Right? On the birthday. All respects due to the ancestors. That Panther energy is strong. Look, Black Panther, the movie came out February 16th, yesterday, 2018. The same day Nip's album came out too. So the ancestors, they done invoked. They brought the ancestors back up in here. Rest in peace, rise in power, Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the whole family.
Yeah.
So, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, they snatching souls. They back up in this thing, like
up in this thing. This makes up for Gorilla Glue Girl. This makes up for that. You understand what I'm saying? This makes up for Gorilla Glue. Thank you, ancestors. We up one. We up one. Fuck out of here.
Man, the buffoonery.
Yeah, we smoking on a rush pack tonight.
They doing expose pieces on Glue Girl, right? She got mad footage, son.
Bro.
Oh, she got mad press.
This is the era. What, like Blue said last time, we got 1 million millionaires being made every day, and all we see is fucking information about Gorilla Glue Girl on TV. Yeah. Like, what kind of bullshit is that, yo? Come on, yo. Then a nigga copied her and stuck his tongue on the girl. You seen that?
A few niggas copied her.
Bro, man. Come on, man.
Her GoFundMe is lit. Like,
they're gonna stop. You feel me?
Nah, they're not gonna stop.
It's not gonna stop.
Just buy Gorilla Glue stocks. That's the only thing that you could do in this circus. Is go find out if they got a stock.
Yeah, like everything is all right. That's a signal. I need to go and buy that stock. You feel me? Because it's gonna trend. Like, do not get caught up in the sticky glue of this entertainment, right?
Right.
This entertainment laced with entrapment that gets you stuck like Gorilla Glue.
It's sticky.
You know, it's sticky. It's gonna fix you to the screen. Like, you really have to cherish, the times that we're in, every moment and second of it, because every second now represents a ticker to me. Like, it's different. So
that's a factory.
I ain't got time for it.
Yeah, there's It's always fun and games with Negroes, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. The world could be literally ending tomorrow, and there's gonna be niggas on the street dancing and girls twerking. We are unique people. When you think about it, bro, we are unique people, man. Everything's a fucking game to us. I don't care what's happening. Everything is a game to us, bro. It's all a big, it's all jokes.
Yeah, we special, my naga, my
I
ninja.
don't think nobody laugh as much as us, man.
And there is an aspect to creator, right? Like they say in the tarot deck, the Joker card is that's creator. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In different divination systems, you see creator as a Joker as well. So that whole comedic strain, the fact that, in the midst of all of this pain and everything else, we can still find it in us to laugh. We might look at it as buffoonery, on a level that we're looking at it because we have expectations of our people and we want certain things to get done. But in the long run, right, in the stretch of it where we still gonna get it done
on a divine level.
On a divine level where it's still gonna get done. Yeah, the shiny as fuck.
It's funny, huh? I told you when I took that boo food, I started laughing
Laughing
hysterically.
your ass off.
Laughing
Yeah.
hysterically, bro. Hysterically. So yeah, man, I can see.
Yo, this whole world, like, the aliens could come and the fucking sky could be falling. A nigga is gonna find a reason to do the Junebug challenge. Head off. Head off. Niggas will find a way to do the Junebug on these niggas.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, granted, if the world ends, if you alive and the world ends, believe that night, that day, what are the last videos you gonna see?
While the shit falling, a nigga gonna be doing the Junebug.
Literally while it's falling.
So
Like, man. Yeah, they would have been Junebugging.
Yo, did you see when the riots, when the protests and the riots was going on, bro? Did you see the video of the black gay dudes twerking in front of the police?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going? Yo, what race of people? What men are out there? I'm like, what the fuck is going on, yo?
Yeah,
like, yo,
man.
bro, I never seen no shit like that, bro. Shit, we at war. We at war.
How could you make love in the war? How could you afford to make love in the war? Bro, remember, I want to add something quickly so we could understand when we're dealing with psychology, right? And what this aggression really is. And when you see men dancing in front of other men who are considered to be the ops, right? That is the proverbial buck breakers. That's when you're seeing people conform. That is the white flag. That is the man saying that I'm willing to be taken, right? I'm willing to be dominated by those who I feel are superior to me.
Yes.
That is a way for that man to say he don't want no smoke. You dig what I'm saying? When you see these type of rises in this type of conformity, because that's what it is conformity. When you see the rise in conformity amongst a people who are being quote unquote are considered to be downtrodden, because it's all mental. If you accept your downtroddenness, then goddamn it, you downtrodden. But the fact that they've been inundating our people with the victimhood mentality of being subservient, of being powerless, of being victims, you see behavior like over sexualization of black fetishment, right? You can't fuck your way out of this conflict. You see black people fetishing themselves because ultimately they are the booties of war. They're vassals of the state to begin with. So they're going to begin to whore themselves out to the people who that's what they did to the Romans. They're going to whore themselves out to these dominant, they call them dominant society, for crying out loud. They utilize the terms white supremacy. So already mentally, they've accepted somebody as their superior. In the movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, you heard J. Edgar Hoover tell the agent the same thing he said. If we allow Fred Hampton to live, what are you going to do when your daughter brings that nigga home? Right? So ultimately, what does white society always defer to get the rest of white society on fucking code? Their daughters. Right? That is a deep trauma that we've already spoke of over multiple episodes with you. Yes, it's an ingrained trauma in the Irish's system, their blood. It's ingrained in the Italians' blood. It's ingrained in the in the people from Britain, England. It's ingrained in their blood. It's ingrained in the Spaniards' blood. It's ingrained in the French, especially because their women was out there choosing. Right? It's ingrained in all of these nations, the Germanic tribes, the Franks and whatnot. It's ingrained in all of these people from the Iberian Peninsula to stop niggas by any means necessary. We are the genetic threat. Okay, we are the black messiahs. We give birth to messiahs, and we are to be suppressed and held back and if slaughtered, right? If need be, we are to be slaughtered. We are to be shot down because the threat that we pose just in our being, just the fact that we got potential. They killed Fred because of his potential. He wasn't necessarily.
How old was he? How old was he when he got killed? All right.
25.
21.
21. Right?
Wow.
The young God. 21. The young God, right? the same thing that we see fast forward today in Chicago with the drill movement, with the King Vaughns, and with the brothers that are being killed out there. They have potential. Probably they're not necessarily the Fred Hamptons of Chicago, but they have the potential to lead, right? With their energy, with their messianic energy, they have leadership qualities. That's why when they're not really, they put a song out, it doesn't have to be super lyrical. It doesn't have to be put together by the best engineers. It don't have to have the best hook, right? The shit is gonna go because they have it drill. Chicago drill is being mimicked by every single culture, subculture around the world,
I seen in
right?
Italy. I seen in Italy that
Right.
place you did.
They're drilling in Italy. They're drilling in Ireland. They're drilling in Africa. They sipping lean in Nigeria.
Somebody.
The appeal of the quote unquote drillers, although people in the crowd would be like, "Oh, that's negative. These kids don't like it." What I'm speaking of is of messianic force. What I'm speaking of is the energy. What I'm speaking of is the fact that they're able to reach people by having these qualities that many other people are able to see. The fact that
Right.
they're utilizing it in their predicaments right now, I mean, hey, you know,
It's
everybody,
more, yeah, it's their presence. You know what I mean? It's not even
right,
load delivery or the package. It's the magnetism of the presence. You know what I'm
right,
saying? People gravitate toward and want to emulate it and identify themselves with it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like bro said, like the majority of the people that we're looking at, to break through and connect with the masses, they under 25.
Facts.
These is all babies. You feel me?
Factory, you
But that's
know?
what type of grid Chicago produces. You know what I'm saying? It produces, uh, you know, young lords.
Exactly. So the reason why you see federal intervention in places like Chicago, the reason why they tear down Cabrini Green and other projects and integrate them into op territory and drop boxes of guns and have these strict gun laws. And they've been known historically through Mayor Daley and the corrupt administrations and whatnot to kill the messianic ones, to incarcerate the messianic ones, to put them against each other and to take the leaders off of the streets of powerful places like Detroit, like Chicago, and things like that. What they did to Larry Hoover and Jeff Fort is because if the street organizations, like they showed in the movie, the El Rukans were depicted as the crowns and whatnot, very militant, very disciplined, very put together. They had weapons. They were not scared. They had manpower. Throughout the whole movie, Jeff Fort reiterates, even though I have my I have my critiques about the brother who played him, and if he captured the role, he didn't necessarily capture it for me. But throughout the whole movie, he was stressing the numbers, the people, the people, the fact that the power is truly in the people, and you could see it. If there's no other time that you can see it, it's the now, right now.
Do you think one of the reasons why you think he didn't capture that energy? I didn't see the movie yet, but I seen a couple people say that he wasn't a Black American, and they think that's why he wasn't able to fully capture that energy. Do you think that contributed to him not being able to capture that energy?
I feel like whoever played Fred should have known about Fred before they played him and should have grown up listening to Fred. That's a
Mm,
better way to encapsulate. I feel that he approached Fred from a newer nuance. Like, I'm just finding out about him. His son is teaching me about him, but he didn't capture that energy to
mhm.
me. He didn't capture that. He didn't embody the character.
I wasn't sold on the characterization of it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Knowing what
Right.
I know about Fred, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
he didn't capture it. Um, but nonetheless, yeah.
You know who reminds me of Fred? My nigga Pop Darby.
I'm
You know what
dog.
I'm talking about?
Mm.
Popped in
Fred
my mind when I
Hampton.
was saying it. I was
Yeah.
like, I was gonna say Fred Hampton Jr. I was like, but Pop Darby, yeah, like
Right. And I've known some people that said that they met Fred Hampton Jr. and he wouldn't have probably nailed it the way. But I feel that in later on down the line, if they explore Fred Hampton's origin story and other things, because the movie did not necessarily dive into his story that much. They were focusing on him being double crossed by the Judas. Now, that's what the movie ultimately set up. From the second scene, they showed you the detriment of one decision of somebody who was out committing crimes. This is classic Takashi right here, right? That's why he popped up the weekend that this shit dropped. He popped up out of obscurity because he is William O'Neill on Fetty, right? He's the modern day William O'Neill. He is a Messiah killer. He is a Judas all the way. So William O'Neill was committing crimes. He was impersonating the Popo. He got nabbed, right? Impersonating a federal agent, and the Fed slid on him and offered him a proposition. You could wear the charge, you could take this shit and go to the big house, 5 years you looking at, or you could become a snake. And he chose the latter and whatnot. So the fact that he was not built to handle the consequences of his penitentiary chances, he wind up being the cancer and the ultimate Achilles heel. He was the cipher in the Matrix. He brought down the organization. And he didn't even know that he was bargaining to be such an intricate piece in the federal agents, FBI, J. Edgar Hoover's puzzle. He didn't realize that he was being played like that.
Wow.
Could have took the 5 years and been Gucci.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, you talk about this messianic force in the fear of a black Messiah, and certain individuals have this energy.
Yes.
I seen a couple of people in the chat commented. They said XXX Tentacion had that energy. Do you feel, is there anybody in the what we may call the conscious or woke community that you feel as though has had that energy in the last 10 years, that messianic, that just that force, that Pac or that Fred Hampton, or that energy, that messianic force?
Of course. How do you think the movement moves? The movement is moving on the force. Dr. Sabi has a messianic force. Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, you know what I'm talking about? Like the messianic force is alive. It's alive. I would say early Umar, very messianic. So there's a lot of teachers. There's a number of scholars and frontliners and personalities and brothers and sisters who have come forward and have exhibited a very strong messianic force.
Yeah, like I was in the BWO class, the other night, and what them brothers represent as a contingency, right? The dangerousness of that information, and if applied, right, the magnitude of what it represents, if we applied it as a community in the way that we can not only close a wealth generational gap, but also empower ourselves to be autonomous and independent as families, to self-bank, to create finance, to understand finance to a level where you can now create, what's considered quote unquote money. And then, as a unit, empower your consortium and everybody move as a power unit, and then you're touching your network. You feel me? So there's contingencies, there's groups that I think represent power units and power structures in society that are definitely threatening to what we would consider the quote unquote, those adversaries that want to stop the rise of a black Messiah. But, it's all contingent upon, unity, about people still holding that same line, and the people that are tapped into that particular information getting the most out of it. So if you make a whole community dangerous and it's just not one person that they focus on, you dig what I'm saying? That's leveling the field. And I feel like in this particular time and paradigm that we exist in, That's what's going to be the strongest messianic force. It's going to be the people that's moving. It's going to be the parents that are now putting that in their seeds, and you don't know where it's going to pop up from. You feel me? There's way too much information that has been put out here for us to not be, that level of dangerous where we can infectuate, should I say, change, right? And if even in our lifetime, knowing that the seed has been planted, I want to make an acknowledgement because I know that we're also coming up. This is, it's a powerful week. It's a lot of anniversaries and acknowledgments. So Malcolm X, his transition, February 21st, that's a way. We want to acknowledge that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We want to acknowledge, his mission and what it presented and the seeds that he has planted in the subconscious of a plethora of people. This particular film and this week has also made people think about Nipsey and how much they miss him. There's been a lot of conversation talking about him. They put a visual album out last week. You know what I'm saying? And then his song was on the soundtrack. So his conversation has been regurgitating and what he represented in terms of, the conversation and the change and, all of these things that are now trending that he had already, represented in his person. So there's a lot, there's a lot to observe and look at to say, okay, what level and pedigree of information is going to push the needle where these people consider you a threat, right? Everything else might be neutralized that you think is dangerous, right? But what would be the most dangerous thing in our people's possession at this particular time? It's information, it's education, right? But more importantly, the application of it is the threat. So that's my observation.
Indeed. So overall, I mean, the movie was pretty much good, though. You would recommend it overall? Just to end on this segment on the movie. Would you recommend it?
I would Go ahead, Blue.
For historical purposes, to get your mind wrapped around it, start the conversation. Where's the Judases in this community, right?
Right.
That's an ongoing campaign that has never ceased. You know what I'm saying? How do you identify the Judases amongst us today, right? Do we self-audit the community? Do we need to take a reflective look, right? Should we have that town hall meeting?
That's a fact. Because if you walk away from that movie not realizing that has to be addressed and the lengths of damage that the Judas will be able to cause, then you can't call yourself disciplined and you're not ready for the upgrade and you will not protect your messiahs. You know what I mean? You have to be able to weed out the Judas. That's important. You have to be able to confront King's disease, jealousy, envy, hate, lust. You know what I'm talking about? Those are the things that the community, that's why I was saying that you have people who went from messiahs to Judases in real time. You had a lot of people in the Messiah race, right? You have people that are in the Messiah's race, but Messiahs don't hate on Messiahs. Messiahs don't die, they multiply, but they don't hate on other Messiahs. They help them in the race. The marathon continues.
Do you think jealousy is a bigger problem because of the internet era? Is jealousy a bigger issue today than it was in that era, the Huey P. Fred Hampton era, or was it more of an issue back then, you think?
I feel that we live in the attention economy. We're in another economy. It's another era, but it's attached to the economy. So clout is attached to the economy. Attention is attached to the economy. Social media has created a level of narcissistic personality disorder because people want to release dopamine and have followers and friends and stuff like that. And it's all of this sly competition with people measuring themselves against another person. So of course that was going on in the 60s. Of course, you saw how the feds were manipulating in the movie. They had a scene where the feds created a fake flyer and they were manipulating they were going to meet the gang, which was like the El Rukins. They were called the Crowns in the movies. So the Panthers were going to have a meeting with them. So this is hip and hop coming together, right? This is the streets right? Which is the hop, the active principle. I pop off, I hop out, I lay something down. And the hip is the mind. I got my mind right. I'm a scholar. I'm wise with my words. I'm knowledgeable. I'm hip. I know what's going on. I can help you out, and you hop. You could hop and you could pop something because I might not be active like that, but you active like that. So when hip and hop get together, that's what they fear the most. You are now witnessing the power of street knowledge. So that's what Fred Hampton was attempting to do. He was bringing hip and hop together. That's Bumpy and that's Malcolm coming together and tying themselves together under a principle. I'm not here to judge you. You hop. You get your hands dirty. You know what I mean? You spin the block. I'm hip. I'll tell you how to spin the block and get away with it. I'll explain to you why you should spin the block. I'll point out who the ops are. So we're not confused. The thing that you see going on in the communities with these young boys and whatnot, they're confused. Right? They're confused and they don't have the element. They don't have the big homie who's hip. They don't have leaders and thought leaders that are hip. They don't have counsels and whatnot. They don't have people who they could go and talk to de-escalate the situations that they are in. And it makes it even worse because everybody's beef in hip hop right now is being championed by radio, the fucking DJs, the program directors. They like, yo, if you want us to continue to spin your record, kill your op, nigga. Please get it over with. You niggas is wasting time. I mean, god damn it. You know what I mean? You know that you're gonna, if you kill the op, your shit'll pop. You know what I mean? They're subtly saying that to these niggas that are out here drill rapping each other. So in the drill world, the op gotta die. That's the unfortunate aspect. This is not a video game. In the drill culture, the drill aesthetics, there's somebody got to die.
Yeah, so we about to get to the next segment. We about to get into some economics real quick, family. But before we do, we're gonna take a quick break. I want to share with y'all a word from the living legend, Professor Griff. Let me share this with y'all real quick while we take a quick break. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Gotta share because we talking about integrity and character. So,
my shit.
So
Watch your character.
No one can build and progressively maintain themselves without integrity. So to say you can build these things and be these things and become these things and you are these things, you can't do that without building character, without having character at the core of your integrity. If you have no integrity and you have no character, then you're not half of that individual that you claim you are. So no one can build. When you talk about build a story, when you're talking about becoming, when you talk about I am this and I am that, whether it's 10, 20,000 years ago in Kemet or in the present or in the future, you can't say any of these things without integrity, and without integrity, and the core of integrity is character. Gotta have some character.
Bulletproof, full of you, by the door, with this swoop, doing me, look at you, she like, anywho, 52, we on deck, on the car, in the booth, shot of truth, like, you can't bask in it, gotta shoot, bitch from the roof, when I spin the roof, and by the baby, never protested me to get the loot, and all my brothers, bitch, cause we produce.
Yeah, I just had to play that. From Griff.
Shout out to Griff.
Shout out to Griff. Thank you. I haven't had Griff on this show in a while. I'm gonna get you back on the show real soon, my brother. I appreciate you for contributing to that to the album. Really,
we need more Griff skits. Normalize Griff skits, y'all.
Because they try to blackball my brother from the industry and from music in general. So we got to show my brother love for being fearless when others were scared to be fearless, and when social media wasn't around, and you was just fearless because it came from your heart, not because you got likes or you got followers or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So shout out to
Griff.
Old Jizzle, the OG.
You heard real quick before we go to the segment. Did you hear at the end of Lux's verse? He said he was talking about Halloween. He was like, "Mommy, check me out." Mommy.
Mummy, yeah.
She's feeling my costume.
Costume.
You get what he's saying? Your body, costume.
Yeah.
The body is the tomb. She feeling my costume. Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Nigga said,
Nah, his pen is crazy.
Yo, the nigga said, and nigga will respect it. The God said, "Mommy, check me out. She feeling my costume." Yo, bro, I was like, when I heard that, I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "Did you what the my costume?"
My costume. Nah,
Bro, that
pen is
dude is
stupid.
different. That's some other shit right there.
I was looking at a reaction video that they had for Manifesto, but
the Jamaican dudes?
nah, my dude who be doing battle rap reviews from the West Coast.
Battle rap fanatic.
Yeah, battle rap fanatic. Yeah. Yo, Lux is killing them. Yo, his pen is crazy. Son, did he just say I'm a doula? Yo, who is this kid? I was like, yo, that was lit.
Yo, nah, that was that. Nigga about to say Bada ala Judah, ayahuasca. Whew. Father of Muhammad, I'm Kabbalah too, the modern Buddha. Wow. Man, we can talk about that. But listen, let's talk about economics real quick, y'all. Yeah. That's the talk of the town because of Corona and COVID. It forced so many people to think about things they never thought about before, to explore areas they never explored before. It was truly a blessing in disguise, and a lot of us still don't realize it yet. I want to start out first of all by giving a shout out to. I'm glad I seen an article today, y'all, that said Rihanna, her Fenty lingerie line, Billy got valued at $1 billion. Now, when I grew up, and we was, we had our young ladies in the bedroom. We sent them to Victoria's Secret to get something to wear. You know what I'm saying? They had to have on some Victoria's Secret, and we was good with that. You know what I'm saying?
Secret.
And now the game has changed. A sister has taken over that empire for the queens out there. So that I'm glad about that, man.
And the way look how this thing works. When the owner of Victoria's Secret, I believe his name is Drexler.
Wexler, something.
Yeah, Wexler. His name is Wexler, right? He's out of Columbia, Ohio, right? They have a business, a whole thing called L Brand, right? It's in the business district, the Knights of Columbus, right? Keep that in mind. Keep in mind if anybody from Ohio and y'all know the deal about Columbus, give me a fire emoji. That's heavy Masonic, right? So Wexler was the one who gave Epstein the $70 million penthouse in New York, which was on record as the biggest penthouse in the city of New York City. He gave it to Jeff Epstein for no money. He just handed it.
He funded Epstein.
He funded Epstein, right? His whole operation. That was right. Wexler was in bed, very heavy. Yeah, he not only did he co-sign him,
co-signer initially to
get the
high society, right? He's the one that. Yeah.
Imagine like how companies get their seed advances, round 1, round 2, round A or B. He was the one who was the first initial investor in the Epstein, saga or whatever. Wexler was the one who laid big money down for him. So Victoria's Secrets was, historically, they were kind of always looked at as like a creepy type of, brand and whatnot. And they used to bury a lot of the stories that were trying to come out of there. But after the Epstein thing broke, I'm very happy that Rihanna, right, with her Fenty line, was able to take over that market and dominate at a time when Victoria's Secrets fell off. That part.
Indeed. Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
man. Wow. Yeah, it's just good to see that the tides are changing and we're conquering certain industries that we was just completely left out of, and we was just 100% consumers.
That's a fact. And Yeah. Imagine how many more markets we this is just the beginning of the rush.
Even
Yeah,
with yeah, Blue.
no, I'm just saying this is a perfect segue into the economic slash financial conversation that we're preparing to have. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see a continuous level of disruption, from people who have finally figured it out. You know what I'm saying? And she figured it out. She stepped into an arena in our society that's disruptible, right? And there's many others. There's many other arenas that we have to look at to be like, yo, I can disrupt that. You know what I mean? I seen Master P the other day on Earn Your Leisure podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
And
was just on the Breakfast Club, Blue.
yeah, Earn Your Leisure was on Breakfast Club today. Master P was on there a few other days with Wise Intelligent from Poor Righteous Teachers, ironically enough. you know. And my dude, Wise Intelligent, is not talking that PRT talk. You know what I'm saying? He's talking a very, you know, high intellectual conversation about finance, and foundations and wealth generation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at these brothers. Like I said, going to the BDO situation and listening to what Chris Cole and the rest of them brothers have to say about wealth generation and how you really can build out these assets. You know what I'm saying? Our 10-year window, I can definitely see billionaires, coming from the society. Because the 1 minute millionaire, $1 million is going to be the entry point, especially when these cryptocurrencies are going. Like $1 million gonna be like, nigga, you only got $1 million. Like that's a one-time purchase.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna see billionaires, you know what I'm saying, coming from amongst us, from people who have diversified their portfolio. So they're playing stocks, they own real estate, and they've disrupted the industry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're just making all of these different plays and all of that filtering and funneling into one situation. I mean, there's just so many ways to skew it that we could look at this point that I really don't.
Does it? Let me ask you this, Blue. Does it worry you? And Red, does it worry you if you see Grant Cardone with a Jay Morrison, knowing what Jay Morrison is bringing to the table, or seeing a Mark Cuban on Earn Your Leisure? Does that worry you in a sense of
No,
when we start something, here they come, or is that just conspiracy talk that I'm spitting out right now?
once again, because of these apps, right? There's been a change in proximity. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these people are more accessible because of these platforms. Um, and I think that their ability to access a lot of these people is going to help, our people's move and plays become that much more, you feel me, magnanimous and big. I think that they're going to be, qualifying themselves to be put in position to make bigger plays because of some of these relationships. You know what I mean? I don't think that, all of those situations are suppressive situations where somebody's coming around just to stamp out, a person's flame. No, I think that they're getting in line like they always do. They like, oh, this thing is about to shift. Let me, it don't cost me nothing to help, you know what I'm saying? Help you out if you figured the game out and you know how you want to enter it and play it. You know what I'm saying? Because them folks know that they're gonna get their money on the back end. But niggas is trying to keep up with Elon. They trying to go to Mars, man. They like, shit, oh, you want $1 billion down here? Okay.
Mars.
So
Facts.
this new economy is very interesting in such that the requirements to win in the 2021 economy or economics race is that you just had to be a good listener. It's a different type of wealth management that didn't necessarily, that wasn't, when we were coming up in the 90s when people were getting it out the mud and you had to spit bars, you had to be athletically prone, you had to be in a few movies. Now moving into 2021, if you were a good student of during the age of information, if you were a good listener who actually listened because the information has been out there. Buy Tesla stocks, buy Facebook, buy Netflix, buy Fang, buy Bitcoin. It's a quarter. It's $1. It's $100. It's $300. It's back to $200. It died again. It's $1 again. It's back to $3,000. It's going down. It's 15. Buy the dip. Like if you were somebody who listened and were patient and trusted yourself, you in 2021 have nothing bad to say about cryptocurrency. Okay? You know, when you spend the coin, it's not gonna help the child traffickers. What happened?
Bro, listen. I don't know. I might be a part of one of the few communities that totally you know how much pushback I get from having a blockchain and cryptocurrency workshop, bro? Like motherfuckers, they be like, yo, this is blood money, this is pedophile money. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck you think Epstein was using? Does that mean you're gonna quit your job and stop accepting money, $100 bills?
Bitcoin billionaire.
Like what it's dirty. What the fuck do you think we use now? What do like yo? I'm trying to understand. Is this the QAnon crowd? Like I'm trying to understand because I know Phil Valentine. He's not cryptocurrency friendly, so I don't know if it's partly from something that brother said, and that's that's the elder. Everybody's entitled to opinion, but I'm trying to figure out where's all of this coming from, where people are so upset about cryptocurrency, bro.
I know where it's coming from.
But they work and they have a job and they go to the bank. You know how evil the banking institution is? Hold up. You know how evil the banks are, bro?
Look, bro.
Do you know what the banks do?
Wells Fargo.
My
right?
God, come on, bro.
But
everybody got their money in the bank, though, right?
Bank of America and Chase, all of them paid out billions of dollars, right, for being involved in slavery, drugs,
child trafficking, Fast and Furious. Go look up Fast and Furious.
Like all of this is recent, right? But nobody made a run on the bank. Nobody was like, "Oh, you using?" Even if you tell them about fractional banking and the fact that they taking 90% of these people money and they're spending it in trading, right? Right? Those same people would not want to take their money out and learn trading and go trade themselves. You feel me? They will leave their money in the bank and do nothing about it, but come in the chat room and talk crazy. If you undervalue what this brother is offering with this class, you crazy, right? There is more value than what this brother is offering Chicago Crypto Bully in this class, right? There's more value in what he is offering in this class than you can ever get from a Grant Cardone or any of them people who you might look up to, or your boss at work, right? Or your pastor at church. You feel me? You niggas is crazy if you don't understand the level and pedigree of information. I ain't say game, I said information, right? That is being dispensed by this brother. So, you unfortunately, let me just say this last part. Unfortunately, there's a poverty consciousness that comes, right, neatly wrapped in this community. Okay? Because the community is pretty much, it's a conglomeration of a lot of different audiences. You feel me? It's a lot of different audiences, but there's a contingency of that audience that does not want to engage. So they come up with a lot of different excuses. They wait
a lot of bullshit excuses. You're right, Blue. Yeah.
A lot of fear, a lot of excuses. You know what I'm saying?
Disguised as something else.
They have found, consciousness has become a rest haven for quitters. For people who can't not necessarily conform, but reconfigurate, you know what I'm saying, and transform themselves.
Rest haven for quitters.
To not only engage in society, but actually be ahead. You know what I'm saying?
I told you, Blue. I'm sorry, Blue. I told you, I'm writing that down. I told you, Blue be dropping bars, and I got consciousness has become a rest haven for quitters. I'm writing that down. I'm sorry, Blue. Go ahead, my brother.
Red, go on. You got bars for this.
Red, you were saying something before we started about the game, about why they say that, because it's a hidden motive attached to it. What was you telling me, Red? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's motherfucking guilt.
Explain that. The guilt. What guilt?
It's a coping mechanism to deal with the fact that you niggas didn't buy Bitcoin when it was $1. That's the coping mechanism.
It gotta hurt.
It has to be bad.
It hurts.
It gotta hurt. It hurt, bro.
Shit, it hurt me too.
Bro, you know the level of anxiety that the motherfucking Bitcoin causes every time it hits the ATH, nigga. Every time niggas see the rocket emoji, and they was like, "Damn!" I remember being high. Nigga, me personally, Red Pill.
Nigga, do you remember Blog Talk Radio KTL? I'm sorry. Do you? Y'all two in particular. Y'all were the top dudes in the conscious community promoting Bitcoin. Because I didn't stop Blog Talk at that time. And even if I was doing Blog Talk, I wasn't even on that vibe, Bitcoin. Y'all was the only ones promoting Bitcoin before 2015. So, shit. I mean, go ahead. I just had to say that. Go ahead, man.
It's just that imagine living with the guilt, or imagine living with the stress or the pain of hearing about it over all of these years and not dropping $20 on it when the shit was $10. You know what I mean? It'll give you a level of, anger. And then you got people online like, yeah, I'm Mad Sweeney. I'm playing in the coins. I'm Scrooge McDuck. I'm swimming in coins. Like, then they start to denigrate it. But said nobody on the internet that the Bitcoin was a hoax. Anybody that was holding, hold the door. Any of the holders, you don't hear the whales. That's not whale talk. That's
Guppy talk. Yeah. Look, that's Guppy talk, man. Don't fuck with the Guppy talk.
That's Nemo talk. That's Finding Nemo. That's not whale talk. That's Nemo. That's Nemonomics. That's not whale talk. So I don't have no problem whatsoever because I'm not Satoshi Nakamoto. I didn't write the white paper. It's not on me to prove anybody anything. At the end of the day, my conscience is clear because Red Pill and Blue Pill came forward in the early days when you could get it for, you know what I'm saying? When you could get it underneath $1,000, we were blowing the alarm. So whoever went out there and got them coins, come and see me, my nigga. Send me.
They owe you something. They owe y'all something.
Yeah, put that coin up.
They owe y'all at least a stack. If you got paid like that, get these brothers a stack. Man.
Yeah, send a stack, my nigga. Fuck
send a stack, City. Come on, I'm serious, man. If you got paid off for 2014 Blog Talk Radio, send these brothers a stack at least, man. Because I know you're holding at least $1 million. You're holding at least $1 million right now.
I was listening to a 2013 episode. 2015 episode. You know what I'm saying? Like Chicago said when he came on Know the Ledge not too long ago, Bitcoin was eight grand. It was eight racks. Like, I got my own reckoning to do, right? Don't be me, y'all. Get the fuck up and get on, right? It's not too late. Even at 50K, this is something that's projected to ultimately reach $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And, because I have immersed myself in this space, as a student, right? I'm not a fucking teacher in this space. I'm a student. I'm absorbing. I'm learning, and you got to be in it to win it. It's like Lotto. People have been telling me about it, but until I totally stopped everything and deep dived, right, I was able to get it for myself and appreciate it. Now, I understand. I understand it somewhat on a quantum level. Meaning that, I can explain it this way and that way, to myself. I'm still having these conversations with myself to like totally wrap my mind around the fact that what they were waiting for in 2008 in terms of change, right? Obama was just a troll horse, right? Bitcoin was the change that came on the back of Obama in 2008. They wrote the white paper on Halloween 2008. That's the beginning of the 44th week of the year. You know what I'm saying? The Satoshi dude is 44 right now, whether he's real or not. That shit is a 44 resident, 8-bit blockchain frequency. Chicago crypto was born on 4-4. So that brother's qualified as a 44 resonator to teach this information, right? As a master fucking teacher. Do not miss that course, y'all. Take the course so you can learn the future of finance. Right? The future of how this game is going to be played is not going back. And it should not go back, because what cryptocurrencies represent, point blank period, is the autonomous future that every fucking sovereign and Moorish or whoever you are, right? It unifies both spectrums. If you work a 9 to 5 and you got to put money in a 401k, this is for you. If you want to be autonomous and unidentifiable on the grid, this is for you. If you are high stake, big willing, big whale player in the finances, big willie balling, this is for you. If you getting it out the mud, my nigga, this is for you. If you are a child who plays Fortnite and other video game and Roblox and all of that shit, this is for you, right? Because you're gonna have to learn so you can take it and teach it to your nana and them, right? Because when that market crash and they restructure this shit and it's all digital, they already set all of them bills and the legislations, right? You're gonna find yourself in a very uncomfortable place having to explain to the people who got their hands out and is looking for a way now to feed themselves because inflation hits and a goddamn piece of goddamn bread costs $100, right? They're gonna want to know, well, what was you doing, right? Was you securing the education that's necessary for you to navigate this new terrain? You have to get this information. It's not even an option.
Sooner better. The sooner the better.
Yeah, it's not even an option.
Because you're gonna have to you are what is identified as an early adopter.
Yeah. One way or the other.
Right. One way or
the other. Right? We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Right? It's on you at this point. You have to decide for your own personal comfort. Right? And we're not talking about, I'm talking about you have to live in your goddamn body for the rest of your life.
Right. So we have early
real quick before you say that, Red, Appetite for Chick said, does the class cover investing for beginners? Yes, we go from beginners to advanced, and there will be a 2-hour Q&A if you have any questions at the end. And a lot of people don't do 2 hours of Q&A. It's 4 hours of teaching, 2 hours of Q&A. So yes, it will be covered. But go ahead, Red.
Yeah. So yeah, Nipsey. Going back to what we were speaking about when we were identifying messianic forces in our community and brothers and sisters who bring information that are life-changing. They shift the paradigm. You know, they improve lives and whatnot. They give brothers and sisters that are in a certain type of lifestyle an option to get out and do something differently. That's when you're a messianic one. And ever so often the message is gonna resonate when it comes from somebody that's in the trenches with you. That's why the Nipsey information resonated so much with brothers and sisters that were in the gang culture or in the street culture or hustlers that were in the trenches and had expendable income. Because, you know, when he was talking about Bitcoin and blockchain and stuff like that, and you know, he was speaking to people who, you know, they had the pocket change to say, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and put 25 racks on it. I'm gonna trust the homie. You know what I mean? I'm gonna trust in what he's saying. So going back to what I was saying earlier, you have a new wealth class, a new wealth class that was created in the last 10 years by simply being investors and good listeners, right? Not really even risk takers, because you're not, it's a risk right now when you put $50,000 up. It wasn't a risk when you was putting 2,500 up and 2,200. It wasn't a risk like that. That's not high risk. So we live in a day and time where, like I said earlier, all possibilities and probabilities have been opened up. So this is a beautiful day and time to even exist. This is a beautiful day and time. And what you might not be able to do, and with Bitcoin, you have the example of what it does and what it did. So you have hundreds of coins, thousands.
Yeah, it's not just about Bitcoin, family.
Yeah. So if you have a 10-year window, when you could think back to what you were doing in 2011 and now you in 2021, you're like, oh, that was a quick 10 years. Well, 2021 is here. Think for 2030 and not just think for yourself. Yeah, what about when what about when your child approaches you and says, you know, Baba Hey Rule, you know, Baba Tahuti, you know what I'm saying? Baba Tacoma Bay, whatever your name is. What were you doing, Baba, in 2020 when them altcoins was going crazy? What's in our wallet, Dad? And you're like, what you mean? They're like, what coins did you buy us? You like, I
Yeah.
bought your mama some Fenty, and that's it. Like, those
Oh
are no
man,
coins.
yo, for those asking, where do you? Oh, y'all can't see it on the screen. That's why. For those asking, where do you go? Get the class at? It's in the description bar of this video, and also you could go to www.newmoneymatrix.eventbrite.com. I'll put the link in the chat also in a minute or two. But you go to www.newmoneymatrix.eventbrite.com. I don't know why it's not coming up on the screen. For whatever reason, it's not coming up on the screen. But yeah. So just wanted to share that. But yeah, man. I mean, it's just interesting. The main thing, family, y'all gotta understand. When Blue Pill said Blue Pill, because my mind is like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with my people? I'm not telling you. I was telling Crypto this last week. I was like, we're always looking for Jesus in the form of a person, in the form of a health regimen, in the form of a economy. I mean, a institution, whatever. We always looking for this perfect figure. I'm not saying cryptocurrency is perfect, Bitcoin is perfect. If something's not perfect, then people automatically bash it. If it don't have that Jesus Christ energy to it, they start bashing it.
Yeah. I'm perfect.
Say that again, Blue.
I'm saying it's perfect.
Good. You gotta elaborate on that, Blue, because that might be good. Elaborate on that, Blue.
It is the perfect asset. You know what I'm saying? It's the perfect situation. On one hand, it's decentralized. On the other hand, it's quantum. What do I mean by quantum? Let's look at a dollar. Dollar's binary, right? You can spend it and you can make change, right? It stores no value. It does not appreciate it.
Depreciates factory.
You feel me? Let's take a look at a Satoshi, right? It's quantum, meaning that there's plenty of utilities for it. You can spend it or you can hold it, right? And it appreciates, it gains value. So potentially a penny, right? Let's say I bought a Bitcoin in 08 for a penny. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that it appreciates because they can only print 21 million. So by 2141, they would have finished mining all of the Bitcoins, right? By that time, let's say that penny has now accrued a level of interest where it's $1 million. You dig what I'm saying? So that level of stored value, that ratio, that markup, you know what I'm saying? Where you can spend a penny on something and it could give you a return on $1 million. There's no financial instrument in existence that can do something like that, right? And we're not just talking now about one situation. We're talking about thousands of these coins have a level of potentiality. You can't say what is and what ain't, right? We're talking about potential here. And we're also speaking about the fact that plenty of these coins have utilities. So they have a level of functionality in them, which means that they won't die out. They won't necessarily fail because they're running on technology. And we haven't even
It's like I'm glad
we haven't even fully been ushered into this age of technology. This is just the cusp of it, my nigga. You know, like you push a boat into the water and you just got the shit off the sand and it still got the streak in it and it turns the water a little brown, right? You ain't even get out of the shallow part into the deep yet. That's where we at.
Somebody's been studying. Red, somebody's been studying. Blue on this shit.
Look at that boy go.
Somebody's been studying, Blue, you was
passionate about this space.
Blue, somebody been studying.
This shit now comes to me. It's like and I keep repeating the fact that we have to value that brother, right? Because he has been painstakingly attempting to get me, right, to wake the fuck up.
Me too. Chicago, you go hard. He been, he go hard. He's just relentless.
He cares enough that he's repetitious, right? With telling us, yo, you need to pay attention to this. and I didn't slow down. You know, I've been on a marathon for a few years, right? We've been on a marathon since KTL and did not have an opportunity to slow down and absorb enough of the opportunities that came through the pillars, the information. We just been like this marathoning, and it's like I took January to not run around, to slow down enough to say I want to go back to school. I listened to all of the people who I considered, what I'm saying, were people worthy to listen to, and they said invest in yourself. That don't mean buy you some new drip. Investing in yourself. They say, yo, I was paying for my education, right?
Yo, family, real quick. I called Blue the other day. I'm like, yo, let's do a show. He like, yo, I got class. I already knew what was up. I said, oh, Blue going in. And you would think a brother like Blue wouldn't say something like that. But I'm like, yo, Blue, let's do the show. Blah, blah, blah. Blue like, nah, Rich, I got class on that day. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, Blue is serious about something right now. I said, Blue is serious about something right now. So, family, self-education is the key. What Red said earlier about being a listener. Earlier, he said being a listening is one of the best things you could do right now. Being a listener. But real quick, Blue, Red, before y'all go continue, I'm glad you mentioned that these cryptos is backed by utilities, because that's why when we say things like crypto might be saying invest in Ethereum, right? So Ethereum, the creator of Ethereum, I don't remember his name right now, but he created the smart contracts. Now, smart contracts is going to be the wave of the future. So if Ethereum, the utility of Ethereum or whatever is this, the owner created the smart contracts, you know where Ethereum's going, because smart contract is going to change the game. It's going to completely change the game. So this is why you got to get educated about what's going on right now, man. But
and you have the opportunity to get in under 2,000 right now with Ethereum. You could do what you didn't do for Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin, exactly.
Yeah, let's make it exactly. People might be hearing these things and being intimidated by numbers. You don't have to spend a whole
2 racks. Now you don't.
2 racks. You don't have to spend
200 on it.
52 for Bitcoin. You can buy fractions of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that fraction will multiply. You dig what I'm saying? Now I'm trading now. You dig what I'm saying? So I've already learned how to take fractional income. You dig what I'm saying? And get into the market and multiply that. So I already, I have a portfolio, but I'm also trading. Bro, it ain't even been 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful, and the most important part of it all is the education. Without the education, none of this would be possible. So we have to be thankful for this new paradigm that we're in, that we have the ability, right, to access information from people who look like us, people who have experience in this particular genre. You know what I'm saying? People who have surpassed all of the excuses that the community has masterfully, championed themselves for making up.
Right.
Yo, appetite for check this out. So I got different platforms that I've invested in cryptocurrency, right? So I don't really mess with what's this called, Cash App like that. But I just decided to mess with it one day. This was during the pandemic. This was early in the pandemic. So I invested $20 in the pandemic, and I don't know if y'all can see that. $20 turned into $145. What can you invest $20 lousy dollars in? And this is just me messing around. This is not the Coinbase or the serious brokerages or whatever. This is just me just saying, well, let me see what $20 do on Cash App, because I didn't really trust it at that time. My $20 turned into $145. What platform can turn $20? Come on, yo.
For that alone, I'm saying perfect, right? For that alone, I'm saying
you made a bold statement today, Blue. You made a bold statement. Blue said it's perfect.
Yeah, if we understand interest rates, if we understand returns.
But Blue, like I said earlier, before we start the show, and this is, we have to ask questions. What about when the quantum computers hit? Now it's perfect, but once this since Bitcoin is perfect, What about when quantum technology comes around?
Well, get your hands on it then.
I mean, yeah, quantum is here already. You know what I'm saying?
Quantum is here already.
Quantum is here, and my thing is what the quantum computer is just going to strengthen. You know, there's going to be casualties, right? So I'm not saying that everything will survive, right? Like every other system, shit is going to get eaten,
That's
right?
a fact.
So other things can be born out of it, but ultimately it will correct itself, right? It's still going through the processes of correcting itself. It's a newborn baby. It has learned how to from crawling to standing up. It's probably just now learning how to walk. It hasn't even started to run yet, let alone dunk, right? So we saying shit. If you had an opportunity to invest in LeBron when Nike did, right? Look at your return, right? So we're speaking to a community that unfortunately we have been convinced that tomorrow's not promised. Right? When everybody else is teaching their children hell and high water, we still planning for 100 years from now, right?
Right. Even the drillers is planning for 10 years from now.
No. The conscious people told me that the solar flares is going to end the earth. They told me, bro. The solar flares is going to end the earth, bro.
Did you tell them your coins were made of vibranium?
No, I didn't. I don't respond, bro. I do not.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Blue said, consciousness has become a rest haven for quitters. I'm gonna repeat that for the next 10 years, bro. For the next 10 years, I'm gonna keep repeating that. But listen,
you have to confront people with comfortable truths.
yeah, uncomfortable truths, yeah.
They'll be better off as a result of it because they're going to be forced to look at themselves and ask these questions. And it's okay, right? This is not us being confrontational to a degree where anybody's talking down on you. You know what I'm saying? Or I just know the psychology.
Yeah.
I know the psychology, and it has to be confronted in order for you to maximize your best potential, which is your tomorrow and every day after that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do it for yourself, do it for your children, do it for your legacy, do it for your progeny, do it for Betty.
Blue, Red, I know you got something coming up also on Sunday. I want to talk about that because self-education. You know, I just bought a course from Blue. Red talked about listening, right? And investing in your education right now, because fuck school. School ain't shit, family. If you got children, let me just tell you right now, school ain't shit. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, break your heart. School ain't shit, family. They're not going to prepare your children for shit. I'm sorry to tell you that. Some things you can learn, but you know exactly the point I'm trying to make. But anyway, self-education is the key. That's why these workshops we provide, and me and Blue got a workshop coming up. Me and Red got a workshop coming up. Shit, KT got a cooking class workshop. I mean, there's just self-education is the main thing right now. But I just invested. I'm not just telling people to get workshops on my channel. I'm investing in workshops as well. I was watching Earn Your Leisure, and I got a course from the Wall Street Trapper. You ever heard of that, brother?
Yeah, I heard from him.
Yeah, so I got a course from that brother. I think it was like $300. I paid $300. I got a course from that brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning from. Listen, I'm not just listen. I'm getting this shit. I'm getting the game as well. This is the age of self. You gotta have to educate yourself, family. This shit ain't a game.
I just bought a course from Lloyd Strayhorn.
Yeah.
Right? Shout out to Lloyd Strayhorn. He got a numerology course.
Shout out to that brother. Yeah.
Like
facts.
Everybody.
I just signed up for Earn Your Leisure. You know what I mean? So
the university.
University. Everybody's
listen. You have. Go ahead, Red. Go ahead. Yeah, this is.
I'm just saying that we are all investing in our education, our higher education, so we could improve upon what we know, so we could share that with our networks. The same way that the individuals tapped into our networks and they learned from us, each one teach one. We'll all learn from each other. You feel what I'm saying? Just being on Clubhouse and listening to what's being said and what's being spoken of and what's being offered and whatnot, you have a greater understanding about what's going on in these marketplaces and whatnot. And there is a shift taking place. this post-conjunction world that we live in, this post-Aquarian age that we live in, things have expanded exponentially. So what we should be doing, and what I'm highly suggesting that those of us that are out there who want to ride this wave, just stay focused, stay positive, stay with your eyes open, be a good listener, and act. This is not the time to sit on your laurels. This is about being able to act on information. That's what the market is built off of. Acting on information instantly.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I'll get at that tomorrow when I feel better. No,
That's how I fucked up. That's how I fucked up.
that's not how it works, though. The way that this market works, from the Forex market, the stock market, the crypto market.
Yo, what y'all
Yes.
think about the Forex? I'm sorry. What y'all think about the Forex market? Because I never got
I'm in
into
that market.
You in? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's booming.
Booming? Okay.
Booming.
Okay.
You know? So
I gotta get into that, Red. I gotta get into that.
we live in a great times, y'all. We live in a beautiful time. Opportunity has presented itself. I was saying earlier, is this not, if you look back as to, you know, the prayers that people have sent up to the ancestors about making a way and about opening up the path and about making this thing easier on the people who are suffering so much, crying in the streets and whatnot about poverty and what we don't have and disparities and what they projecting our families to be in the future. Like, nobody factored in. Because if they factored in the fact that you niggas were listening to the information and applying it, nobody would stun on you and say that you niggas will be worth nothing in 10 years. You know what I'm talking about? All of that came from whatever that survey was. They surveyed niggas who don't listen and was listening to distractions. They were listening to rap music, and they were listening to Vlad TV and all of the gossip channels. Those are the people that they spoke to. They did not speak to the holders. They did not speak to the investors. They did not speak to the people who believed, because you had to believe in this shit for it to be a part of you, right? It's a wave now. It's a wave now. So this is a bandwagon. It's a wave. This is a fucking wave. Now you could get your board and jump on it and wave it. But there were people who were here when it wasn't a wave, when it was a fucking ripple. Shout out to my XRP holders. When it was just a ripple, they were here. So they did not factor that in for our people to win like the way that they're winning right now. Not about to win. They're winning in the presently present now. Okay? So it's just a great time, y'all. Like, take full advantage of it.
Somebody said, beautiful times but crazy. Fitness girl fun with the selfie in the mirror. Fitness girl fun. Yeah, that's life though. Listen, fitness girl fun, that's life. If you have my son is 2 years old. It's beautiful, but it gets crazy sometimes when he acts a fool. Relationships. I've been in a 15-year relationship. Beautiful but crazy. I do music. It's beautiful but crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do, the conscious community, beautiful but crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's life, and you have to learn that and accept that aspect of life and just appreciate it, because the craziness makes you appreciate the beautifulness. It makes you understand what beauty truly is, and that's just how it could be sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
The value of volatility. You know what I'm saying?
Value. See, what the fuck?
Nigga.
What the fuck? Blue got that boo-foo brain. Blue got that boo-foo brain, man. What the fuck?
He on boo-foo time.
Yo, the value. Hold on. The value of volatility.
Yeah.
Blue got quotables, man.
Nigga's a walking ebook.
For real, when that book coming out, Blue?
I'm also writing. I'm also book
Come on, man.
So I'm very poetic when I'm book writing. You know, the book will be out Easter. Easter is April 4th. Easter is dropping on 4/4 this year, y'all. Again.
Legend, definitely.
Yeah, shout out to the legend. AA, shout out to my brother. He out here too.
Who, AA?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just in New York. I missed him too. I know he
work on him doing this 44, not the forward, but the 4/4.
Yeah.
Shit. So, book dropping on Easter on 4/4.
That's dope. That's real dope. I can't wait. I got to get you on the show before the book drop. I'm definitely buying a book. I gotta get it autographed, man. Yo, this is gonna be one of the best books that ever came out within the conscious community. So I'm just anxious. I can't wait. Definitely can't wait. But this gonna be an action-packed weekend for me this weekend because I got the workshop. My workshop is on Saturday, and then Red got something on Sunday. And like I said, I got the Wall Street Trapper. Me and my girl, we watching that together. So, fam, let me just tell you about my personal life. So me and my girl, you know what I'm saying? We watching the war. We investing in the Wall Street Trapper course, and we're watching that right now. Me and her doing that. She's very much interested in all of that, way more than me. Like I'm more. I can't divide I'm more into music right now, so I ain't even gonna lie. So my attention isn't fully on that, but she's like totally into that. So shout out to my queen. She's making some big moves with that. But I got that going on Friday. We got our own personal class at home on Friday. I got crypto on Saturday, and then I'm doing Red's Joint. I'm investing in Red's Joint on Sunday.
Dope.
So, Red, can you tell me about what's going on? Let me share this with the family. What you got going on
Sunday?
my brother.
Right, on Sunday, February the 21st, me and Blue Pill. I'm bringing in Blue Pill as a special guest. Me and Blue Pill are going to be presenting American Gods 44. All right. It's subtitle hashtag it's a rap. You know what I mean? 21 Savage. What we're going to be doing. Yeah, what we're going to be doing is examining the first quarter of 2021, and we're going to be touching on many things that have been taking place. Most importantly, the acquittal of Donald Trump and what does that mean for the next 4 years. We're going to be also, I'm going to be
day. Let's talk about it.
on the 44th day, right? On the 44th day and whatnot.
44th day. Shit.
We're going to speak about how no government has ever survived by pacifying the fascists that exist within their borders. That's how Germany fell. That's how I'm going to show you how all other civilizations fell by pacifying the fascists that are within their borders. And that's exactly what they're trying to do with the quote unquote the uprisers or the insurgents. They're trying to pacify them. They're trying to negotiate with them. They're not doing what they did to Fred Hampton and them. They're not treating them with the same type of energy. They're not treating them as the number one threat to American security. Kamala the cop is not up there with her Timberlands tucked in at a fucking keynote presentation.
You ain't hear her bark yet.
She didn't make one pip. Kamala the cop. She didn't, you know what I mean? She didn't fucking tie her bun up and go ham yet to the insurgents that live within the borders of America. She ain't say a word. She's not holding anybody accountable. I'm gonna do a decoding of season 3 of American Gods, because season 3 of American Gods is continuing the theme that multiple shows have been introducing to our people in regards to showing the power of the Black Goddess. It did not stop. They showed you that in the Watchmen series when Dr. Manhattan, who was the most powerful deity in the whole DC universe, right? Stronger than Superman and all of them. He became a black woman in the last episode, right? Angela Abar. And then they showed you in Lovecraft country or county and whatnot, the power of the black woman. They were focusing on her divinity. Now in season 3 of American Gods, they are focusing on the Orishas. They introducing the Orishas. They got Wale playing Shango. How about that? They have introduced Oshun. They have introduced the Orishas, and they're focusing their story arc on a figure that her name is Bilquis, but she's also Queen Sheba. And they tapping into her DNA. They're tapping into her history of who she was before Queen Sheba. They going back there. They're like, who was you before you became the goddess of love? Because she became the goddess of love, but after she was conquered by the Europeans, she became the whore, the divine whore, and her character was like popping on OnlyFans and shit when they found her, like later on down the line. Like she was lit by selling her body. She was lit by being an adult performer. So it's showing her that she was divine way before she became Lilith and whatnot, or way before she became devalued in the eyes of her conquerors. So that story resonates with me so much because that's a story that, you know, I know women personally who had those awakenings and whatnot on psilocybins and things of that nature, where they tapped into their divine selves, their divine quote unquote purpose. And it wasn't being on a pole. You know what I'm talking about? That was a phase. So the story is focusing on that. The series is touching on that. The series is touching on a few things. The series got rid of a brother, Orlando, right? Who was a Nancy the Spider, black man, right? He was talking real spicy. And they said that they didn't need him for season 3. And they replaced him. They just wrote him out the script, but they brought in a transvestite, a black woman. And in the first episode, they make her the head of the New Guards. One of the most powerful figures in the whole thing is a man dressed up like a woman, melanated.
Wow.
Right? And they brought Marilyn Manson on the show as well.
Shit.
To be a gothic, and then Marilyn Manson, they Me Too'd him and whatnot. So they had an article, was like,
he got kicked out, right?
It was like Marilyn, what did I say? Marilyn Manson? Marilyn, right? Marilyn Manson, right? Who Lil Uzi, that's the only person that he follows. Marilyn Manson, she was like, Marilyn Manson was rough to me during sex. And we was like, bitch, dogs bark. Like, why are you telling us something we don't like? Don't do that. Let's not start doing that in 2021. You know what I mean? Right. In the Roman calendar year of 2021. Let's not try to meet to motherfucking Marilyn Manson, a fucking gothic demon slayer, for being demon and gothic in his affairs. Like, she was like, oh, he was writing SWAT stickers on my forehead. And you probably liked it, ma. That's what y'all was around him for. He's gothic. Don't you know what the gothic people do? You know what niggas that wear leotards do? You know what death metal does? She got with a death metal nigga and was like, yeah, he wasn't careful with his strokes. Like, it's Marilyn Manson, family. It's Marilyn Manson. He's a Satan worshiper. I'm like, give me the details. Did he eat a fucking child or something? Like, give me where are the details? So they got rid of him, of course, because, they don't want no type of bad press and whatnot. So we're going to decode the season. We're going to break that down. And then I'm going to have my good brother, Blue Pillar, the master decoder, come in, and he's going to add his cloth, his Law 44. He's going to lace it with the information that he's been compiling and building up. So I'm going to let him speak on it real quick.
Indeed.
Oh, what you mean right now?
Yeah, Rich want to know.
They got to preview. They got to pull up, man.
All right.
Together. Slick. I gave you enough today. God damn it.
There you go. You're talking that talk. So, yeah. You
what I do.
Oh, shit. Wait, talk your talk. Wait, say that again.
Bro, you hyping him up, bro.
Hyping him
up. Wait. My shit is still stamped and approved, man.
That's right.
I ain't got to oversell or overqualify it. 44 is the law.
This nigga sound like he own Bitcoins. This nigga sound like he a Bitcoin holder. He talking real greasy.
Blue, listen, since Blue been in class,
Blue
talking crazy, man. Blue
sound like he's sitting on Bitcoin. He's talking real spicy.
Yo, man. Listen,
44 coins. I want to drop the I wanted to drop the link in the chat room. I don't know if I can do that. I'm gonna put it in the private chat. Well, it's not giving me the option. I'm gonna put it in a private chat and you could share it.
Okay.
We already got a few hundred people that's supposed to be coming through. So thank you everybody who has bought their tickets in advance. It's gonna be a Zoom webinar. We'll send you the link.
Shit. No, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We send you the link the day of the actual event. And we look forward to seeing the family in the building to do what we do, and that's the decoding. I'll never stop doing that. I'll never stop decoding. I'll never stop teaching. I'll never stop, getting into the metaphysics and whatnot. Even when I shift my conversation to economics, finances, the things that we've been building on technology. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to be focusing very heavy on the technology. going into 2022 and whatnot, because I just feel that, you know, conversations are time related, and this is the time for, you know, these type of conversations. This is that 3.0. You
Yo,
know,
before we get out of here, what y'all think about that Nipsey Hussle Jay-Z record? I forget the name of it.
yeah.
What it feel like? Is
What it
that?
feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
I love it.
You know.
You know, I love the feeling. It's old Nip. They said it was from 2013, his verse.
Okay.
But you know, I like what Jay came with. You know what I mean? He was talking spicy, you know. I love the production. Going back to it, I thought about you when I was listening to the production. I saw a video where they were breaking down how they put that together, you know, all of the singing and whatnot, and just making it a full movie and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's missing. That's that feeling that I got when I heard Victory Lap. Like I love albums like that, you know.
Okay.
And when I thought about the sessions that we did with E-Bass in the Bronx and how y'all, you know, the whole live band, you know, that just that aspect and shit. So it has, you know, it's cool. It don't have the heavy replay value, you know, but just to hear Nip on that verse was good for me. Or
Yeah, I second that.
Okay.
you know, people be mad at Hove and whatnot, but you know,
Hov still got it. It seemed, man. What is he? 50 now? 51 or something like that. He's saying some shit, man. You know.
he got woke bars for days, my nigga.
He's saying Hov still got it a
He
little something, you know.
that nigga's woke Jeezy.
Woke Jeezy. Yeah.
Woke Jeezy. He got woke. Yeah. He's like trying to be on the top of Mount Wokemore. You know what I mean? With the woke bars. You know
Are
what
you
I mean?
listening? Are y'all listening to a Hov album at 54 years old? Are y'all listening to? You know what I'm saying? 54, he drops an album. Are you listening to it?
At 54?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going wherever hip hop takes me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
it's
give a
still-
lot of niggas a spin. You know?
hip hop is still, it still has so much to offer that if his album is coinciding with the wave of financial, you know, sovereignty and responsibility and grown man bars and, you know, that wealth talk, you know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurialism and everything, I'm there for it. But I'm not listening to no 50-year-old nigga tell me about coke.
Right. He's the jet fuel behind a lot of these teachers that are out here pushing that wealth talk. You know, Jay-Z represents avant-garde hip hop, right? Like he got the Griselda niggas. That's avant-garde coke rap. You know what I mean? They're not regular coke rappers. They avant-garde. These niggas, they you know, Mount Right, like Rock Marciano. Them niggas is around Basquiat paintings, cutting up, you know, weight and whatnot. Like that's the image that they put out. They are avant-garde. It's just a higher echelon to that street shit. But somebody needs that conversation because I'm in my 40s and I don't sell drugs, but I come from a generation of drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? $100 billers. They if they don't have one of their OGs talking to them, they're gonna listen to the 13-year-olds and the 17-year-olds and the drillers and whatnot. They're gonna immediately shift to babies, teaching them, you know,
you know, through observation, you know what I'm saying? I still know, you know, based on what we saw with the last project, that Jay-Z's albums is kindly the only thing still in hip hop that's guaranteed to shift the narrative, right? And create a conversation that ultimately leads to cultural change. There's not too many other artists. That Drake don't do that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Kanye hasn't done it in a while, and he don't have the bite no more to still, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it happened. He lost that. He lost a step.
Yes.
So Jay-Z still has the ability, right, to create those ripples where, you know,
he has that messianic force you was talking about earlier.
Of course. Well, I mean, come on.
No, still, I'm talking about still. I know he had it, but he still has it. He's saying
he's like I said, he's avant-garde. He's the gatekeeper. He's still
tied into the people that are responsible, you know what I'm saying, for creating the waves and the trends and the cool and you know, stamping what's in and what's out. So, you know, he still is the Geppetto to them.
Right.
Niggas wearing airplane hats, Pumas, you know what I'm talking about, and following all of his footsteps. He's still the blueprint that people aspire. They don't want to. I'm just saying, no disrespect to DMX. Shout out to DMX. I saw his interview. I fuck with the Dark Man X. I fuck with the dog. You know what I mean? But Earth, that's not Earth. He's you know, that's not the conversation. Like
Now,
Blue said,
yeah,
there's
let's. You got a second? What we looking like?
Go ahead, Blue. Go
'Cause
ahead, bro.
I heard this conversation. It started on Urban X with Black Dot and Malcolm. Shout out to them brothers. They are brilliant, you know. And they were speaking about the juxtaposition between, you know, Jay-Z, you know, being born December 4th, the same day, you know what I'm saying, that
Fred Hampton.
that made transition, you know what I'm saying. And I was looking at a more of a dichotomy of it in my mind when I was listening to the Master P interview, right, with Ernie Elijah. And then I'm thinking about, you know, the way that they, you know, with Fred Hampton, like he said, we represented with street knowledge. He was the attempt to merge, you know, revolutionary consciousness with the streets, you know what I'm saying, with street organizations or what have you. Ultimately, later on, that, you know, I remember the movie Panther that I seen, but they was up in Oakland with Huey and them, how the FBI used the hustlers in the mob, and the FBI utilized the hustlers to push out the revolutionaries. You know what I'm saying? And they supplanted them. So the exception became the rule. And here we are today. So I'm looking at a person like Jay-Z and what he represents, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, shit, he is attempting to embody both of those people in one lifetime, right? Where he is the poster boy for what that particular hustler in the community ends up becoming. You know, he's at the top. He's at the, you know, they ain't gone further than he went, right? We don't know of it, too many hustlers that we can speak about that's running around here, you know, valued at $1 billion, you know, they got their freedom, you know what I'm saying? And they able to wear it in public like that. You dig what I'm saying? You know, y'all seen Rick Ross lately? Ricky Ross, Freeway? Right? So it ain't the same thing. You know, Harry O is just coming home after a 20 plus year bid. Right? He's like the last well standing, you know, but then he comes from the Ansar community. So he already had the information. Now he gets comfortable enough to go in his bag. He's the face of social justice and social reform. And, you know, he's the president of Woke Consciousness, Inc. So, you know, it's one hell of a dichotomy.
Right.
You know, that this person can exist in both of these particular stratospheres.
Indeed.
And have influence in both of them.
In both, right. In both.
Have influence in both of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Real quick, let me plug this.
Go ahead, Red.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. I agree to a degree. I agree to a degree. Just based off of, because people will want me to, they want to put their personal feelings and how they feel about Jay-Z, and, you know, and that's not the conversation. The conversation is the facts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The conversation is facts. The conversation is taking the emotions out of it and giving it, facts over feelings. And the facts is that the culture is continuously, it's not, Dame Dash played a lot in shifting the culture, but he's not the shifter of the culture. He's not the one sitting at the quote unquote, he's not in the cockpit. He's not in the control tower. He's not the one that's shifting things and pushing buttons. He is still a seed planter, right? He's Dame Dash. He's like, you know, the manager's always behind the scenes working things out, planting seeds. But they're not always the person in front of the camera. And that's what Jay-Z has the advantage over Dame Dash. He's more out front. He could put an album out, rapping about how he feels and rapping about how he thinks and rapping about what's on his mind and shift the culture just by doing shit like that, like the 444 album, you know. So he's continuing to stay on top. He got the legal weed business, Monogram. You know, he got the whole Griselda shit popping. You know, his one of his artists, her line is now worth $1 billion. You know, there's a lot of success that's still coming out of that camp, you know, outside of the quote unquote conspiracies or outside of the, you know, the aspects of who they are legally and whatnot. We're not talking about that, you know. And let's not leave out his wife and her impact. We're talking about impact, her impact. You know what I mean? They collectively they have the hearts and minds of damn near 1 billion people, I could easily say. You know what I mean? And for the people that are like, oh, they're Illuminati and all of that, over the past, since they started having children, Homeboy has did a good job of staying home with his wife and them focusing on them babies and doing what they got to do and letting niggas do what they got to do. He's been out of the way. When you think about it, his Wiz been out the way too. She's letting all of these young girls do what they got to do.
I know motherfuckers that work in a hospital that's more Illuminati than Jay-Z, man. Motherfuckers who's nurses and they see some crazy shit happen and they turn their head. They like, I don't see it, go ahead. I don't see it. You want to get that black girl a C-section? Yeah. This is the 10th. This is the 10th one. This is the 10th C-section in a month. I don't see it. Go ahead. I'm just doing my job. So when we say Illuminati, we got to understand how much the concept of the Illuminati. There's so many regular average day Joes who are Illuminati, way more than entertainers, because they turn a blind eye because why? I'm just doing my job. I got to survive, or that's none of my business, or whatever the case may be. So we got to get out the culture of just being up on celebrities and start looking at ourselves and each other and people who work at McDonald's. You seen roaches and rat. You seen a rat run over that cheeseburger. You seen a rat play in the bag, bite the bag open, run out the bag. You package that shit up and just feed it to the babies. The baby get a Happy Meal. The rat was just on a Happy Meal burger. You turn around, go on your computer tonight and say Jay-Z's part of the Illuminati. Nigga, you part of the Illuminati, nigga. What the fuck did you just do with your little minimum wage?
But look,
on, man. We got to cut that. We can't just beat up on celebrities all day, bro. Look, accountability.
You don't have no kick. He don't get no pushback for being a crack rapper. He don't have no pushback for selling dope on wax over all those years. That's not Illuminati. That's not enough to get you convicted to be a fucking sellout, right? They let that fly.
Right.
They let that fly. They're like, you know what? That's just what he had to do.
Yeah, like.
And somebody in the comments said that he lived long enough to see himself become the villain. So I would say if you were to ask that man, and I'm not that man, so I don't know particularly how he sees himself, but he would sit down and say, I would think that when I was selling the drugs, I was the villain. You know what I mean? And what I'm doing now, I'm into philanthropy. I'm into social justice. I'm cleaning. I'm balancing my scales. I'm a family man. I'm out of the way. I'm not out here beefing with niggas. I'm not putting bags on rappers' heads. I'm not out here helping niggas get killed. Some of y'all favorite rappers are actually in the hood paying for niggas and then rapping about it. They got whole careers off of knocking niggas off. So he's not doing none of that. He's not running around looking crazy like, you know, some of these other rappers. So at the end of the day, I'm not here to exonerate nobody. I'm not that nigga's legal attorney. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, if you were to honestly take an honest assessment, see how he sees himself, he's saying to himself, I'm doing better for my people. I'm doing better for myself. I'm doing better for my last name. I'm doing better for my legacy. I'm a family man. I'm a businessman. I'm legit, niggas. But for somehow, I don't see where that, you know, that's Illuminati. That's the Masons. They put him up to that. He's, you know, all right, cool, whatever.
Well, I respect. I understand that being in that industry, they might have, done a lot of weird shit. I'm not, I wasn't there, so I don't know.
It's not to
But huh?
and I'm saying this is also us not exonerating somebody because we don't know what the fuck go on. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
at the end of
yeah.
the day, I'm just saying, or like, I think that Red is saying, and I think what Rich is saying is that I'll let you finish it.
Yeah, Blue, go. Yeah, you know how to sum shit up. Yeah,
Look,
yeah, go ahead, Blue.
yeah, like no nobody has a squeaky clean past, and you know the sum total of your contribution on this planet, you know what I'm saying, is going to be your in summary. So like Red said, there's things in this society, right, that allow you to construct this particular you know curated image of yourself where you're like, shit, I was doing dirt then, but my hands is clean now. And the way that this society is set up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They be like, oh, you good. You feel me? Your
yeah.
sins have been paid, right? There's a ticket on them shits.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You
No,
You
know,
wash
indeed,
away your
indeed.
sins with dollars in this society.
ultimately, yeah, it's not for me to
Well,
judge because again, I don't know what the brother did or he didn't. And even if I did, it still wouldn't be on me to judge,
right,
right? Because
right.
I'm not in his body, I don't live his life. I can only micromanage myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah,
that being
man.
said, yeah, that's my observation.
Hey, man. Listen. With that being said, why don't we let's leave our contact information for the people, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. What time is it right now? It's almost 1 o'clock. What we got? We got about almost
Well,
1,300 people in the chat. We don't
oh,
here
yeah,
for about 2 hours, man. Go ahead. What you was about to say?
I said y'all lit in this
Yeah,
piece.
yeah, man.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Leave your contact information for the people. Let them know what's going on. All that good stuff before we get out of here, y'all.
yeah, at Blue Pillar 44. Across all platforms, you can reach me, DM me or what have you. Biggestcryptoplayever.com. We still got that popping. You know what I'm saying? But
Yo,
also
Blue, what is that? I meant to ask because I didn't check it out yet. What exactly is that? Biggest cryptoplayer.com. I haven't what is that? What is that?
cryptoplayever.com. It's an opportunity for people to come into a Discord
Oh,
community,
Discord. Okay.
yeah, which then will shift them to learning how to set up their crypto wallets, right?
Mm-hmm.
You set up the crypto wallet, you get a education, your rudimentary introduction education into
Mm-hmm.
what exactly cryptocurrency is, how to buy cryptocurrency with your wallet, how to trade in cryptocurrency with your wallet. And then there's a referral system. They have it set up where you bring other individuals in, and that allows a feeder matrix system to be enacted and initiated, and you move up, you know what I'm saying, in your tiers. And with this particular system, I made a investment of $40 in under a week. I had earned damn near 500. You know what I'm saying?
Woo, from $40?
Yeah. So I took that
Shit.
money and I went into the crypto market where I split it in half. I took 250 and I bought coins and I put that in my portfolio. And then the other 250 I went and traded with that. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? So
right.
now with the 250 that I currently traded, I'm up. I made about $600
Mm-hmm.
in my individual. I'm doing micro trades initially, just to learn the ropes. You know what I'm saying? And I've only been unsuccessful in trade. I got liquidated, you know, because it happened. Oh, I was asleep. I ain't set one of them joints up. You know what I'm saying? So I
Oh,
got
wow.
hit. Um, yeah. What was it? The graph coin, I think. Yeah, I got liquidated and shit. But other than that, you know what I mean? I'm just, I'm learning. I'm humble and I'm learning, receiving information. There's a lot of education in that forum. There's a community that's involved, so people to be there. People have pulled up, saying, from this community. I'll shout y'all out. Y'all have been wonderful. You know what I'm saying, for tapping in. And yeah, it's I want us to get the information that's available out there, because every tier and every system doesn't necessarily work for people. But I think if we properly integrate them, there is, everything can work for you if you
Right.
the right way. So, I want to again double emphasize the fact that I will be in the Brother Chicago Cryptos class on Saturday, and I compel you to join us. Like, you don't want to miss this.
I'm be there too.
This is college course.
Indeed.
And again, I can't overstress the amount of value that this individual has brought to the community, you know what I'm saying, and brought to our individual lives as well, for teaching us, something
How to eat,
how to fish,
how to fish.
the new proverbial fish pole. You know what I'm saying? Where you could go fishing and fucking catch a whale. Okay?
Facts. That whale talk. Yeah, talk
Yeah.
whale to me, niggas. Talk whale.
Garrett, leave your info.
Yeah. Instagram at Phil_Moreland. You know what I'm talking about? That's my Instagram. That's my gram. Hit me up on the gram, y'all. Hit me up on the DMs. American Gods 44.Eventbrite. That is on Sunday.
I will be there for that.
Right.
I got a weekend pack, family. Weekend pack of self-education.
Yeah, we turn lit. You know what I mean? Me and Blue gonna deliver. You know what I mean? We gonna bomb. We gonna drop some motherfucking some good information on you. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll be about 3 to 4 hours. So we'll be starting out Sunday night. It will be recorded. If you have to do something Sunday night, or if you don't have access, don't worry, fret not. Everybody who buys a ticket will have the opportunity to watch it on demand after it's recorded. Thank you.
Smart Moss.
Yeah, got it.
And I have renewed appreciation for this because of my study, because of my, the fact that I'm studying for 18 hours out of the day, locked in, concentrated. You know what I mean?
Right.
People, right? I can really tell you this is Adderall without the side effects.
Don't say that.
You said that shit, man. Blue. I'm gonna get. I'm
don't
gonna order
say
something
that.
tonight. You said, hold up. You said, hold up. That was that's the selling point.
Yeah, hold
That's
up.
all you had to say. Hold up, Blue. What the fuck? Thank you.
Mama.
Blue, you ain't have to say nothing. Why don't y'all just have a flyer, commercial, Adderall without, nigga? Y'all will be Adderall without the side effects. That's all you got to say, my brother.
Goldwater.com, right?
Bro, hold on. Wait, but that's a smart one.
This is Smart Moss. Yeah, it's on Goldwater. This is a Goldwater product.
See, I never took that, family, but I took Blue's Goldwater, and it cured my headache in 5 minutes. So if his Goldwater did that, I'm willing to try this. I never tried the Smart Moss, but he said Adderall without the side effects. Oh shit!
I'm gonna send you a package. Don't worry about it.
Please do. I just got a package from KT, yo. Oh man, I ain't got it in front of me, but
I seen the unpacking.
Yeah, KT sent me a huge package, man.
I seen the commercial.
Yeah, send me a package. Let me do a commercial, man.
Yeah, shout out.
Let me do a commercial, man.
I'm gonna get one out to you. We're gonna have it before. You're gonna have it before Saturday too.
Yeah, please do, brother. Please do. But
we need it for that class. So
yeah. That's all I need to hear about that Smart Moss, man. Wow, that's what I needed to Adderall without the side effect. Y'all heard that, family? If y'all was college students, or if y'all been to school before, y'all know how effective Adderall is. When you're a lawyer and you're studying for the bar exam, and you need to stay for 10 hours straight, and you just can't, and you need a drug or a substance, you take that motherfucking pill, and you up 12 hours studying, and you pass that shit, and everybody who didn't take it failed. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Adderall has saved a lot of people's lives, but it has a side effect, so there's a down part to it. Yeah, there's a down part to it. So if you could get that without the side effects, yeah, Blue, go ahead.
The reason why this works the way that it does, it's a nootropic, and one of the main ingredients is lion's mane mushroom, right? That's what's operating as the nootropic agent. It's CBD, lion's mane, and sea moss in here. This is the smart moss. This is one of our most requested items. You know what I'm saying? For its hyper focus abilities. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, tap in, y'all. We got a bunch of products over at coldwater.com, and we got more coming. All right. Appreciate you. Peace, love, and light. Thank you to this community. We value you. You know what I'm saying? And out of love and sincerity in my heart, I want to see us all win in advance. Be responsible, productive members of your family, of your community. You know, I want you to be successful entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? I want you to think long term. I want you to break out of poverty consciousness and victimhood consciousness. I want you to see yourself not only here, but making an imprint and an impact. I want you to see yourself as a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? But it has to start today. The discipline factor has to start today.
Let's start. But why today, Blue? Blue, why not a month when I'm ready, or if I get my shit together? Let me get my shit together first. Let me get my mind right, and then I'm gonna have that mentality. Why does it have to start today, Blue?
Because you need to be intentional, and you need to carry that level of intention so you can start that spiral action.
Start it. Okay.
Ultimately, is going to whip you into the 15, 20, 30 year, vision of yourself, where you're really sitting there like, yo, I made an investment in myself. You know what I'm saying? And look at me now. Look at me now. Right? Look at me now. You do not want to be, sitting there, you know what I'm saying, beating up and kicking yourself to be like, how did I miss that?
Right.
How did I miss that? Because your inability to pay $100 will ultimately cost you $1 million.
Say, Blue, what the fuck? This dude. Say that again, Blue. Hold up. Say that again, Blue.
Your inability to invest $100 into yourself is going to ultimately cost you $1 million, right?
Ouch.
You hear that, right, Red? You hear that, right? You hear that, right?
Yeah, that's an ouch.
Hold on. Itself can cost you. I'm writing that down. Yeah, that's an ouch. Yeah. I'm writing that down. This nigga Blue, man, that Bufu brain ain't no joke, man.
Blue is on Bufu time.
Blue.
You need to get a frog in your watch. You're on Bufu time, nigga.
Blue, man. Blue's the shaman, man.
Got my scorpion with me, but
I got the scorpion.
Okay.
But I gotta get the frog next. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga
Blue say, yo, Blue say
like
your
Nelly versus Ludacris.
Man, your inability to invest $100 into yourself can cost you $1 million.
Bars.
You know what he said earlier, family? Consciousness has become the rest haven for quitters.
Bars.
You know what else he talked about earlier, family? The value of volatility. See, I'm a student in this motherfucker. I keep telling y'all, I write this shit down.
Neck tats.
I write it down. We're not just having a good time, Rich. I'm not just up here just bullshitting y'all. I'm applying this. Like I said, me and my girl is doing our thing on Friday. Let me say this before we leave. Y'all gave your contact info. Let me tell you one more time before I leave. Friday, Brother Rich and his queen
got a date.
I bought it. Our date night, my date night, 15. I've been with my queen 15 years. One thing I respect about people is family. I respect black love the most out of everything because I know what it takes to have black love in today's society. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that the most out of anything. So my date night with my queen Friday is the Wall Street Trapper course. We're sitting at home and we're going over the course of Wall Street Trapper Friday. Saturday, I got the workshop with with Chicago Crypto Bitcoin Bully. We got the workshop on Saturday. Sunday, I'm joining Red Pill and Blue Pills workshop. So it's self-education the whole weekend. Why? Because I know the economy is shifting and it's changing, and I know that ultimately everything is going digital, and I know ultimately sovereignty is the word of the
Right.
What happened? Your audio. Yeah. Speak, Brad.
I can hear. I can hear
Okay.
you.
You can hear him. You can hear me.
I can hear you. Rich, it said that you got the mute button on. Take out the mute button.
There you go.
Yo, can
Yeah.
y'all can hear me
Yeah,
now?
you back. You good?
Oh shit!
Talk
I
your
can't
shit.
hear me now. Hold up, I can't.
We can hear you, God.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I hear you now. Okay, we good now. All right, so yeah, man. The damn the cute. I don't know what it was. What cute?
Yo,
Listen
I
to
wanna
what happened, man.
I wanna leave y'all on a funny note, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking to my people from Lifetime. I got some agents over there at Lifetime Cable because you know we hooked up through the Wendy Williams movie, and they contacted me to contact Rich about doing the Little Dirk movie. They want
Yo,
They want Rich to play Little
play
Dirk.
Lil
They let me
Durk.
in the blonde.
Like I could be one of them drill rappers. They say to play Lil Durk. I know a lot of
Yo,
people say, "Yo, Rich, you look like Lil Durk."
real quick.
It's either Lil Durk or Mano. It's either Lil
Real
Durk
quick.
Nah,
or
it ain't
Mano.
no Mano, man.
Hold on, because we didn't make mention of it, right? But on this
Yeah.
platform, I have used 3 examples to show people, right, the dangers of that mechanical device that they putting in people's arms. I won't say the word, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
right.
And I had brought these examples up to show people because some people just can't see certain things for themselves. That I'm like, if it's important and if it is what it is that they say that it is, they will make sure Congress got it, right? I still ain't see the president get it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But I be asking them, I said, what about the military? Right? So I come across this article right before we started the show.
What's that? I can't say. Say the title. What's the title say?
This is
One.
Epoch Times. One
Okay,
third of
1/3 of troops turning down CCP virus vaccine. Okay, then so the troops don't even want the shit.
Damn.
The troops don't even want it. Woo!
Somebody said that you left off at sovereignty, Rich.
Oh, well, yes. What I was gonna say is family. If there's one word, listen. I remember 2 years ago. I remember doing a show with one of y'all, and I talked about 2013. I'm sorry. By 2030, it's gonna be a whole new world.
Yes.
A whole new world. The one word that could describe what's going to happen between 2020 and 2030 is sovereignty.
Or decentralized.
But sovereignty that involves that economic sovereignty,
Right.
spiritual sovereignty, the getting rid of religion, just sovereignty in so many areas of life. But sovereignty, governing yourself, is like the ultimate thing in the next decade, family. So read up on what sovereignty truly is. Decentralization totally encapsulates it. In terms of financially, the whole world is going to change financially. Spiritually, the whole world is going to change. Health-wise, what the fuck? What the blue pill just show you? He said Adderall without the side effects. Sovereignty, family.
Right.
This is all about sovereignty. We don't need them. They need us. What do your boys say that? Who say that? Somebody says that I got
Right. Derek Grace.
Derek Grace. Yeah. I heard somebody say that. But
Right.
they need us more than we need them, bro.
Right.
So sovereignty, I would say, is the main word that describes what's going on for the next decade, family. And don't think you're too late. One of the things that hurt people and make them criticize what we say, and like blue pill or like red pill said, is they feel as though they got left out and they didn't invest in time, or they didn't do this in time. It's not too late. It's not too late. You got a whole decade. I feel like every family, I feel like everybody by 2030 is too late.
Right.
You got 10 years to
right. This is
2030,
20.
nigga, if you don't get it together by 2030, forget about it. You rap, your family's a rap, you're done. And they're gonna look at you as a fucking loser. But listen, you got a 10-year window. That's a long time. It's 2020, 9-year window.
And
It's
this is
2021.
this is the soaring 20s.
This is only a peak. This is a peak at what's about to happen. This is a peak.
This is a little
This is a peak into
I promise
this.
you, right?
If this is happening,
look,
this is what happened so far.
The way that I explain it, you're on the first floor of a skyscraper.
Yes, sir.
That's a
You're
fact.
on the first floor of a skyscraper, family.
Yes.
Right? Get the fuck out the basement, though. That's all we saying. At least get to the first floor.
But they said, what's the address to get Blue's products? What's your address again, Blue, to get your products?
Goldwater.com.
But it's spelled different. Yeah.
GOLDEWATER. Right? GOLDEWATER. Let me see if I got a flyer. Go ahead.
They said Rich is so excited. Hell yeah, I love shows. Like, why y'all think I stopped doing certain shows? Because it didn't excite me no more. So I'd rather just not do a show. I'd rather just spend time with my family. When I get excited, I do a show, family. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, yeah, show that, Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, goldwater.com.
Indeed.
I said put it in the chat for the people.
Yeah. Blue, could you put that in the chat real quick, Blue?
Not in the chat. Somebody dropped it.
Hold up.
I sent anybody stream y'all how to get in the chat.
Hold on. Let me see if I got www. Put this in before we get out of here, family. I want to put this in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put Goldwater in the chat. If you're interested, I don't know if that's a clickable link. Maybe you could copy and paste it, but I just put goldwater.com. Yeah. Somebody said Black Magic is by our freedom time. Yeah, definitely. And not just with money, but with our attention. You could buy your freedom with your attention and with your time and with your energy. Your energy is your true currency. So you can't get your freedom with your energy, fam. Take your freedom back, family.
Right.
Man, fuck Biden and Trump. Fuck QAnon. Let me say this. Hold on. If anybody left, if anybody's left riding QAnon's dick, fuck QAnon. Let me be the first to tell you. Maybe I should have said it earlier, but fuck QAnon, family. We said it. Fuck QAnon, y'all. Fuck out of here. Fuck Trump. What y'all think? We Trump supporters or something?
No, hold on.
What y'all? They think we Trump supporters? Well, fuck Trump.
It's time
fuck Biden. We not. Come on, man.
Time to move on.
Come on, man. Come on. Cut that bullshit out.
Yeah,
it's time
take your attention.
We ain't Trump supporters, Biden supporters. Fuck out of here.
Right? Live your life like no white folks was watching you, coming for you. It's time to move on. What would you do if you found yourself, you woke up tomorrow and it's just utopia? You in the garden, you amongst your people, right?
Yes.
You will start setting up trades. You will find out who do what, and your excitement level will be out of this world. That's how you need to wake up tomorrow and step out there and approach life. Move on. Let's just move on into a self-autonomous, this realm. This when you start learning about these instruments that are available now. I'm not even talking about the future. I'm saying what is available now. You are going to start seeing the potentiality that lays in front of you, but you have to claim your attention and your focus back. That's what it's just too spread out. The things that are distracting you that have no ROI. There's no return on your investment.
No return on investment. There you go, Blue.
It's your time, it's your attention, your focus, and your energy. You're not getting no ROI on it. You know what I'm saying? You need to maximize your moments and your minutes, and that's where your magic's at. Peace.
Queen Consciousness, I just want to no, we did not send that link out yet. The link will be sent 24 hours before the webinar. Red, when did you send out your link yet, Red, for Sunday?
I sent it the day of or the day before.
Okay, yeah. So same thing. So the link usually comes within 24 hours, family. You're not gonna get the link to a week before or 7 days or 5 days before. You'll get the link right before the workshop, 24 hours. If anybody who asks about will you have access, yes, you will have access to the workshop. You have lifetime access to the workshop. So you don't have to worry about that. Once you get the workshop, you have lifetime access to it. With that being said, I think we're ready to wrap it up, right, y'all? Anything else?
It's about, I think we covered that. Just, you should be excited as Rich is. You should be excited about your life as Rich is excited as tonight. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the quote. You should be excited about your life as Rich is excited about tonight, family.
Facts.
And they did not stop printing money yet. Bitcoins are still being mined. Do not live in the lack mentality. Don't live in the regret mentality. Don't live stuck in the past. That's not going to advance you towards. You be presently present in the today, in the now, and look forward to tomorrow as being better than today. All right? Keep your head up. Keep your eyes to the sky. You know what I'm talking about? And live in an abundant mentality. Know that the floodgates are open and you could get wet. You know what I'm talking about? Know that the floodgates are open and you could get wet. You could get drowned in all of this, all of this opportunity that then broke the levees. Stay warm, Texas. We rooting for you.
Yeah. Stay warm, Texas. Prayers to everybody who got affected by a storm that's going on. And we're going to continue to bring the best information we can. And I appreciate everybody for their growth. I appreciate Red Pill, Blue Pill for what they're doing for the community right now. Everybody's doing something different and offering different perspectives, and everything is important right now. So shout out to all those gentlemen for what they bring. I appreciate everybody for still being in the chat. Over 1,000 people, 1,100 people. We 1 in the morning. It's still a weekday. I understand people got to get up for work tomorrow. So shout out to everybody for joining. It's 111 right now. It's 111 right now. So it's the perfect time. This is divine timing, motherfucker. You can't make this shit up, motherfucker. Panic be like, motherfucker,